Hello, everybody! Hello. Welcome back from our 1 week break from AllFunNDice. This is going to be session 16. I don't believe we have any announcements beforehand.
No, I don't think so, no.
So we're just going to jump straight into it. So last time on AllFunNDice, after exploring the Tulrik, selling their potions, and getting their proper identification to traverse the remainder of Vondrassel, or at least attempting to, our group was awoken from a deep sleep by Gray and his new nightmarish steed. Eager to get to the Ochre Academy, our adventurers quickly entered Opaline, getting swept off in the strange festival of the ceaseless flame, before eventually reaching the school. When approaching, they were greeted by a flamboyant pink Aarakocra named Lomedia, and a hefty amount of disappointment. Pippin silently pushed his way out of the academy, while Lonan re-entered, ready to fight. The last thing all of you heard from the tall, dark member of the Apposition was, "Well, if it isn't Lonan Bluebane."
Nani?
So, are we continuing from where
we're jumping
okay.
right there. You were having a fight with
Do I know
Corin.
who this person is?
Looking at her face, she is a very tall with with a dark, coppery olive skin tone. You recognize that she is a shifter, like you, but you do not recognize her. You do recognize, though, her and as well as the two other guards that she has with her. You recognize the colors and armor of the Apposition of Vondrassel, the pink and blues.
Are they inside the academy?
They walked into the academy, past Gray and Lomedia.
Did they make me follow her or no?
No.
Okay. I'm just listening for now.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, next year.
Lomedia, shh.
Yeah.
Is there any way past them at all?
They're all standing. There are
In front
three
of
of
the
them, and you might be able to shove you way past if you really tried, but they are three on alert guards.
I'm sorry, I believe you might have the wrong person.
Oh, the wrong person, do I? You wouldn't mind coming in for questioning then? You have violated some sanctions of the city already, just causing this ruckus.
I'm sorry, but I must go and find my friend. He's rather troubled as of this moment.
Oh yes, your friend. I saw one of them running after him.
I'm gonna try to
I think he's in good enough hands.
As I'm talking to her, and saying all these things, I'm gonna try to scurry behind them if I can.
You have to, in order to so you're gonna try to walk around them.
So if they're standing in front of me, I'm gonna kind of as I'm talking, slowly shift around the back of them.
So you're gonna try to step to the side.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind if you stood still there, and she's gonna reach her hand to.
I'm sorry.
Side.
Am I being held here for any reason?
Well, yes, we were called here for a reason, but I think you know why we're going to be taking you in.
Is any of my friends in here right now?
You do not see anyone, but you can hear the soft crying of the Aarakocra woman outside.
Yeah, and
the pink flamingo woman.
I don't know.
You're not there, Pippin?
Yeah.
Is there any chairs near me?
There is.
I'm going to sit inside. I'm going to sit in the chair and not say anything.
Okay. Well, resisting arrest, I see. Oh, what a shame. I guess we're going to have to use a little bit of force. She's going to look over her sides. Bring him in. And the two guards will come up to you, sitting in the chair. In their gauntleted hands, they're going to grab really roughly onto your arms.
As they are about to grab me, so they're both going for me. As they're about to grab me, can I dart for the door behind her?
You're going to try to run for the door?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So roll a acrobatics check.
I just want to
16.
stand
Nice.
very vigilant.
Yep.
For this.
16.
16? Okay. So as you get up, you run, and the two guards, you manage to avoid their grasp as their arms, they go to reach down, and you manage to push off and stumble, and you get a little bit of a start. You see the woman's face, and it looks a little bit shocked at first. Before, as you go by, the door swung open, you're about to get out, you feel an iron-hard grasp on your wrist as you're yanked to a stop.
So she
None of that
Well, it was worth a try, wasn't
and
it?
she's gonna push you to the ground.
Okay, then I'll.
And you heard that.
At
And
that
you heard the
point-
slam and the grunt as Lona hits the floor hard.
What are you doing, Gray?
Go cozy room.
He's
What
like,
are you doing, Lona?
Like, I'm not gonna say anything at this point. I'm just being locked down.
Okay, yeah. Your face is
I-
shoved into the floor. As she is, you can feel your hands beginning to be bound with some sort of material.
I'm just gonna stay vigilant and wait.
Oh my.
I'm gonna wait for
God.
something to happen.
It's
Okay.
like an episode
An
of
actual
Cop.
escape. Can I see? Are there any other guards around the streets, or are they the only three?
You don't see any other guards, and you don't even see nothing really on the streets. You can hear what's happening inside, and you can imagine what is going on. But the streets, everything is kind of as normal. People are milling around. It's not as busy as the Telleric was, but there's a lot of people in a lot nicer garb, going in between shops, going in and out of buildings.
Okay. I'll just kind of keep my cover right now, and then I'll wait for something else to happen.
Okay. So in a moment, Lonan, you will feel a tug on your shoulders, and it'll hurt because you're being dragged up. You're gonna be locked away for a very long time. Or killed, I could say. But I'm not gonna jump to conclusions yet.
I'm just not gonna say anything to her.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk.
Boys, come on. We'll bring him down to the house, and then we can send him to the prison afterwards. As they push and
Do I know what prison they're talking about?
no, you do not know enough about Von Drassel.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Yeah. Or you don't even know if it's in Von Drassel. itself.
Right.
So you'll hear that, and then, great. Excuse me, citizens. Move out of the way, please.
I'll see the situation. I'll say yes, and I'll just kind of like court her back a little bit.
Yeah,
just
and
kinda
she'll-
like
oh.
move her aside.
And I'm gonna give like the nastiest look to Gray ever. Like, what are you not even gonna help me, sort of thing.
Okay.
I'm smarter than that.
Yeah.
I know the two other teammates to help out, and we'll get you.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
throw
you were
myself
led down the steps, down the street, with the woman's iron-hard grasp on your wrists, and the two guards walking slightly in front of you.
Could I attempt to follow at a distance with her? Just try to like pretend to bring her along somewhere.
Okay, you can roll stealth for me.
With her help? Oh. Not bad.
So are you asking Lomedia to come with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see like if she wants to go walk around, like kind of like pat her back, kind of follow
Role
them.
play what you're saying to her.
Let's. I think we should maybe walk it off. I mean, you've had a rough day. You've traveled so long. You don't want to stay at this Ochre Academy that's been nasty to you, haven't you?
You're so right. So we should really go. It's
Yeah.
much
Here,
better.
here.
Maybe I can go back to the inn and
Here.
sleep it off. Oh,
Yeah.
this is so disappointing. Oh.
And then I'm just gonna like use her to kind of like cover me and just kind of follow. I got a stealth. It was
With disadvantage because your armor.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Oh.
16 though.
16. Okay. So you see Lonan, and you see the group walking down the street. They're not necessarily the most low key of like situations,
Mhm.
right? Like they're drawing a lot of attention, and people are kind of like separating, and you can hear whispers, and they can see people like as they see them go by, and you're guessing this isn't a very common sight in this part of the city.
As we're being dragged through the city, I'm going to like put my head down, like to try to hide my face as much as possible.
Okay. So head down. Are you like walking with them, or are they
As
having
I'm
to drag
also
you, or
as we're going, I'm consistently changing my my clothes.
You have to spin around to do that.
Oh shit!
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
I was like, well,
That's right. I gotta spin around and do that. Never mind.
yeah.
What would that accomplish?
Just so people can recognize me. Like they'd be like, "Oh, he was wearing a red, blue, green shirt." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Instead, you were wearing the signature ochre scarf of the Ochre Academy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you accidentally copied the
Yeah, I
outfit
did.
of the wizards.
Of the wizards, yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay. So for a small while, you follow through follow the guards and Lona through the street, Gray. Winding down, and you notice that eventually you guys get off the main thoroughfare and go down some more side streets before they enter a fairly innocuous building. Nothing really special about it. It looks very similar to a lot of the ones around it.
Mm-hmm.
But upon a bit of closer inspection, you can see that the windows and door are a bit more heavily fortified.
Mm-hmm. Are there any street signs or anything?
There have been street signs around, but this one is more. It kind of went into a back alley, so it's off of a street, but
Not like the front of the building.
yeah,
Okay. And
it's
they,
off of Garnet Avenue. Yeah, but I think it's more of a
and have they officially went inside?
yes.
Okay.
They are not to be seen.
Okay. I am going to. Are there any inns across the street? Same street around this area?
Roll perception.
Perception. 17.
17. You do see an inn across the street, and you
Like a
actually
fancy one?
recognize the name.
Oh,
this inn.
really?
Yeah, and it's the Weeping Sparrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will. I'll take note of that, and because I still have Lydia with me, right?
Yeah, Lomedia is with you still.
Yeah.
And she's crying. And she's been talking the whole time that
Okay.
you've been walking, telling you about how hard her journey has been and how awful Torin is, and he's just a terrible person.
I've been a really good listener,
Yeah,
honestly.
your left brain is like watching where they're going, and your right brain is listening to
Yeah,
her.
it's kind of like split. Yeah, exactly. And so I'm going to kind of like slow down around that area, and I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, where's your inn that you were looking at?"
Oh, it was closer to the Telleric. I just stayed. I just knew the Ochre Academy was here. I can't. I don't have enough money to stay in the Opaline. It's so nice here, and I
Yes,
can't even
yes.
stay.
I see. Well, this is actually my stock at this inn here.
You know, stop. I thought you were comforting me.
I was. Would you like to join me?
Of course, I'm sure. Are you offering me a drink?
Yes.
Oh.
I was.
You're such a kind soul,
He's
Drake.
going
Such a
on
kind soul.
He's going on a date whilst you're about to be hung.
Yeah, they're like, execute him. A little
And
drink.
he's like, more champagne.
I don't even. I don't even know where you guys are.
In the window, you see Luna.
Speaking of, Pippin, the last we saw you were walking down the street after having a really rough time in the Ochre Academy, kind of being pushed away, not being admitted, not being allowed to see the library. You were kind of crushed and eerie. You, narrowly avoiding this tall guard and the other two with her, started running after him. So I'm going to have you roll a investigation check. Because that little kerfuffle that you had, where you had to zip past and drank the potion, you weren't able to, you didn't see where Pippin went. So you're going to try to distinguish if you can see him. 2.
Ooh, nice.
So you can swear that you saw him turn left down a side
Okay.
street.
So I'm gonna go left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
Am I running still, or has my potion worn off?
It's like, I think it's 10 minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
So no, it's only been, we're jumping back in time a little bit.
Okay.
It's actually for an hour.
Oh yeah, you're
wow.
you're
So
you're
I'm
speedy.
zooming.
Oh yeah,
I'm zooming.
you're a true zoomer.
I'm not gonna be yelling Pippin's name.
Okay.
I'm going to be running and just kind of
Okay.
like looking in doorways to see if
People
I see
are just like
what's
at
doing.
markets and shop, and there's like.
Yeah,
Okay.
a flash.
So after about half an hour of running down and you're like running in and checking, and you see some like a flash of teal, and you're like, oh my god, it's his hair, but then you realize it's like it's someone's like cloak, and you mistook it for something, and you keep getting like those like different encounters, but they're never Pippin. And after half an hour, you realize that you don't know where he
And he's
is.
like, how is he so fast? I swear he went this way. I'm going to just take my next intersection.
Okay.
I'm going to take
Just wherever, like at the next.
whatever feels good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pick a direction and go.
So you're just going to be wandering through Opaline. You see a
Yes.
variety of buildings, mostly of the white stone, with some. They're like mostly white stone, but they have accents of different colors on them. Lots of different storefronts and different businesses. At one point, you see off in the distance like some smoke of multicolors rising out of like the taller building.
Is there a building that I can kind of like pull myself up onto, like get onto the roof, perhaps?
Roll investigation again.
17.
17. You do see quite a few buildings, and you know that there's a lot of people around you as well. But you see that you're pretty confident that if you go maybe into an alley, there will be enough footholds that you'd be able to climb up to the top one without
I'd
much
like
trouble.
to do that.
Okay. Are you going to be doing it to like low key? Or are you gonna
Yeah,
be...
I'm gonna be like low key trying to get on
Okay.
top.
Roll a stealth check for me. The first roll, the really important one. All the rest of them. Yeah.
26.
Oh my
Whoa.
god.
Yeah, you as much as you haven't been in the city very long, you have a lot of confidence here now
Yeah.
due to your last night with Pippin
Yeah.
and with your good experience with the alchemist Eleanor. And you managed to just blend in very well and slip down the alley without much trouble. Fairly confident.
Slither up the wall.
Yeah, just backwards, just like a snake. But you do climb without much issues. You can see that as the storefronts and like anything that's bordering like even like a semi decent street in Opaline is very like well made and very polished. You can see that farther back the buildings aren't made of this purely out of these materials, and there's a lot more imperfections. And then halfway up, you're able to grab onto some vines that are pulling down. So you're in on the rooftop garden of one of the buildings. So looking around, you
So I
see
see turquoise hair.
you
It's mint green.
Sorry.
yeah, roll another
Investigation.
yes. Actually, roll perception this time
Perception.
because you're looking over a very wide space.
17.
17. So you don't have a good vantage of the street from where you're standing exactly. You can see the street that you were on, and you can see very boring hair colors. Nothing crazy. Nothing like Pippin.
Do I see anything that looks like perhaps like a quiet park or like fully, like somewhere that would be a quiet place to have some solitude?
Even just being on the roof, you can see that most of the other rooftops, if not all of them, are also gardens. Like the one that you're standing in currently.
Okay.
Very grand, very beautiful, very diverse. But you don't necessarily, from your vantage, you don't see any parks or anything. The most peaceful thing you see would be like the bay, which, as much as it is like, yeah, and you can see the pink smear of the seawall blocking the bay in, and you can see that the waters within this area is very still, very
Okay.
tranquil.
Oh god, I have no idea where he is. What do I do? 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 And I'm gonna climb down and just head towards the bay.
Okay,
But I'm not gonna be running anymore.
you're gonna be more.
kind of taking my time a little
taking
bit
your
more, trying to be a little less conspicuous, like a little less.
Yeah, you were like kind of
noticeably
sprinting
dashing
around
through
before.
The city. Yeah,
To be fair, even just your walk is like a little faster than normal.
Yeah.
You're walking at your normal pace, but
a little bit panicked.
you're like,
Yeah.
but even with the potion is affecting even your normal
Okay.
like jaunt.
And I'm just gonna be keeping an eye out for Pippin because he's gotta be somewhere.
Okay, Pippin fast.
Alright, so I just walked away from the school, so I have no idea what happened.
Yep.
I'm gonna kind of try to, like, I'll just aimlessly walk for a while, but I think I'm gonna try to head, and this is actually planned, I'm not doing this because you're going towards the bay, but I do want to head towards the water.
Okay.
And I kind of want to see if I can find like a dock or something that like goes out into the water.
Roll a survival check with disadvantage for me. You're very distraught.
9.
9. So your eyes are hazy. Your vision is blurred,
From the tears.
forming in your eyes.
You found them.
You're walking slow. You're bumping into people a lot, and the
Excuse me,
complaints
sorry.
that they say are kind of muffled in your ears. You aren't really hearing what they're saying. They're more just talking at you. As you aimlessly wander down and through the city, the bright colors, the lights, the sky darkening as you're walking, before you eventually find your way to the bay and just sit.
Mm-hmm. I want to kind of sit like with my feet dangling over the water,
Sad.
and I'm gonna kind of like take out my broken pocket watch and like hold it by the chain and kind of like swing it over the water and like look out at the seawall.
Yep.
And like kind of ignore the sounds of the city around me.
Yeah, everything feels quiet. Everything feels muted. It all looks very gray, very black and white.
Okay. So I'll just hang out there.
Lonan, you've just been pulled into this strange building very roughly. The whole walk has been very uncomfortable. You're being pushed. You're being gripped very painfully.
What does the building look like that we're going into?
The building that you walked into is very similar to how I described it to Gray. It's actually the same building. But you
Alright.
turned down an alley from. You said your head was down, so you wouldn't have seen any of the
No, I
street
wouldn't
names
see
or
anything.
anything.
No.
So you don't quite know where you are, even if you knew the city well.
Okay.
But you saw that the well-paved road, kind of went away to a more cobblestone-y patchwork road before you went up a back stairway. And as you looked up, you saw the rougher back wall of the building and a fortified door that was opened and shut.
Okay.
And as you enter in, you can see that there's a desk to your left. There is a large section with chairs, very simple. Looking at you can, if you look at their feet, you can see they're nailed to the ground, and the whole back wall is bars
Ooh.
with a single cut through it and 2 doors, one on each side.
Is there anybody in the cells right now?
Yep, you see not very many. You can see 1 or 2 people, one on each side. You can see a woman with long, dark braids, kind of sitting, toothpick in her mouth. Looks pretty rough. And then the other one, where you're actually being directed to now, you see a small, older man. You would guess maybe a halfling or a gnome. The long, gray hair and beard kind of tangled all together, with like a discoloration coming out of the side of his mouth, and he's like,
So it's kind of like a holding cell.
yeah, that's what you would imagine it would
Before
be.
you're getting there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what was her name again? Sorry.
You never got
I
it?
never asked her name. That's
Yeah,
true.
you never asked. This is the first you're speaking since.
So
sitting
are they
down.
like tossing me in the cell, or are they like about to like? Are they still have? Like, is she near me, or is this?
She's
just-
behind you still. She's
Okay.
been behind you the whole time.
You understand that you have the wrong person. I don't know what you're looking for, what this matter is all about, but
Oh,
if
go-
it's because I've yelled at the person at the front desk, I'm terribly sorry for that. And I'm trying to act like serious, like that I'm trying to deceive her. The fact that I honestly believe that this is the reason.
Roll persuasion.
Okay, move your die. 15.
15. Wow, you've really lied to yourself, haven't you? You believe that?
Believe.
Wow. Well, I've spoken to Aurelian myself on this matter, and they're all pretty convinced.
Who's Aurelian?
You know, Aurelian
Yeah.
is the Thane of this city. He's the leader of the Drusili family.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Ooh.
I haven't heard that name in a very long time.
You heard it yesterday.
I still. No, I did.
Yeah.
You literally
Yeah,
seen him
we
do
talked
it.
you've
about this.
seen
You saw him
him.
speak.
That wasn't yesterday.
Oh, I
that
thought
was
you
this
were
day.
talking.
Yeah, this was this was earlier.
I
I'm
literally
thinking-
seen him like an hour ago.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of my town. Never. That's fine.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
I think you have one.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. Well, at this point, I'm just gonna. I'll just shut my mouth again.
Okay.
But before I do, am I at least going to be offered a trial?
Oh, well, if it was up to me, no. You're a disgrace to shifters. But it is the law. And here in Von Drassel, in all of Kaderth, we are by the law. So, I believe you will, but,
And when will this trial be?
I'm not sure, it depends. Depends on how long they want to make you wait, depends on the spectacle they want to put on. Once the city hears that we have the murderer of Elia of Gora, Merchant King, it's going to be quite interesting.
And what when they hear that you have the wrong person behind this?
Oh. Well, I guess on trial, when you prove yourself innocent, and at that point she'll shove you hard and you fall into the cell, hands still bound.
All right.
And you'll hear the cage and lock behind you.
I immediately in my head think back. I'm trying to like I'm basically doing like a complete like rewind in my brain until I can remember the day of like all this happening,
Yep.
and I remember it myself.
Yep.
But that's it. I'm not gonna say it out loud or
Okay.
anything like that.
So Gray, Lomedia on your arm.
Yes.
You were walking out of the alley, and you see the large, very ornate, pillared front of the Weeping Sparrow with a gorgeous mural painted almost in like a, if it was in our world, I would say very Renaissance painting of like birds flying across, with it written in Common, and as well underneath it is written in Draconic,
Oh, I
the
can-
Weeping Sparrow.
Cool. Okay. I'll gesture
Yeah.
her to step up and then
Gesture.
enter the building.
Okay, as you step up to the door, you hear,
Hello.
excuse me,
Yes.
excuse me, and you see a thin human woman there with like mousy brown hair and some half glasses, very librarian-like. Could I have your name, please? Do you have reservations? You can.
I had recommended to visit your establishment from a friend.
Oh, by a friend. Well, did you make reservations here?
No, but I believe she sent word for us.
Oh, well, what's her name and what is your name?
Her name is Melody, and my name is Gray.
Oh, I'll need more than a first name. There are many, very many melodies and very many grays.
Irvin,
Byron.
Ivern.
Oh, and
Yes.
she'll look shocked. Oh,
Yes,
Baroness Ivern.
yes, that is correct.
And she'll take out like a notepad and flip through it. Oh, you are here.
Yes, yes.
There's supposed to be more of you? Is
They're enjoying the town.
this Erie?
No, this is
Oh.
just another acquaintance that we just met here.
Oh,
Her name
Well-
is. It's written down. Chlamydia.
well,
And then
yes, I just desperately need to come in for a drink. It's
Oh.
been a very hard day.
Yes,
It's
yes.
been a very hard day.
yes,
Um,
long journey.
And the woman will kind of take it. Well, we're not supposed to let people in, but the Baroness gave a very welcome recommendation for all of you. I'm sure it'll be okay. Head on in, head on in.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
As I walk in, do I see any window seats?
As you open the door, you're like greeted by the beautiful music of a violin being played, and the smell of like wax melting, with hints of like lavender in it. And it's just the large windows up front, and there's actually windows all on the side, and the sunroof above, and it's just very
Wow.
glowing with natural lights.
Wow, this is a sight to see.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yes.
I'm gonna go sit. You get me a drink.
How will you pick one of those window seats if any are open?
Of course, Gray. Of
Yes,
course.
yes. And
And
then
she'll like hurry over and sit down in her long robes.
I'll go grab 2 drinks
Yes.
and then I'll head back to the table. And I just kind of want to kind of like as we were walking, kind of half on there, half looking out the window, seeing if I can see Pippin or Eerie walking around or guards walking around the window, the area surrounding the building or this, that, or the other.
Okay. So roll perception.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay. So as you're going, you don't see any of your friends going by. You do see quite a few people. Most of them are you see mostly humans and dragonborn, but you do see some very well-dressed members of other races. From some of the beasts that you've seen in Telerik to even like you even see one elf at one point, which is a sight that you haven't seen very often in Rajasal yet. All the while, almost immediately after you get your drinks, you are greeted by you assume as a waiter, and you were just doted on the entire time. Drinks refilled as soon as you want. No money asked of it. A hot meal laid down before the two of you.
I'm not trying to get like tipsy or anything.
Oh, it doesn't-
I'll stay vigilant.
Yeah, vigilant. Okay. They're not huge glasses. It's more just like it's like
Like the little
everything is
sake
like a really
glasses?
small portion,
Okay.
and it's just like they're more like classic like tall skinny champagne glasses, but they don't hold very much alcohol. It's more just like leisure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll just like make sure as well, like my like accompanying her is just kind of like just satisfactory enough where I can still kind of focus on.
Okay.
everything.
Even
Like,
with your
over-
role, to be honest, you are doing a very good job of multitasking.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of like stay like that for a little while and kind of.
So great. Thank you so much again. Why are you in the city? You must tell me.
Oh well, I am just traveling from far across the seas, just trying to see everything and.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was doing something very similar before today, but
Yes.
it shall pass. It shall pass. Oh.
Yeah. Of course, my dreams and aspirations weren't as grand as kind of visiting the Oak Academy and gaining knowledge as
Oh, well.
that much. But
Excuse them.
yeah.
They
Of
are
course.
nothing. They're
second rate, right?
Despicable.
You can
Oh.
find a better academy to join, of course.
And she'll look very like harsh, but I can't. It's so difficult. It's not. My
Oh.
husband and all of Canada. I came all the way here.
Oh, here, you can do it.
Oh.
You just have to believe in yourself. You just have to.
Motivational.
Yeah.
PBS kid.
You just have to remember, never give up on yourself.
You know, you're right. Thank you so much, Gray. And she's gonna put her hand on yours.
And I do the same, and I look outside the window. And that's-
Yeah, very. Yeah,
Very well.
I love it.
Show the camera. Show the camera. There's Lumidia.
There she is. I love her.
Gray's flamingo girlfriend.
Yeah.
I imagine her more with like hair though. She has like a little bob.
Alright, alright,
Okay.
hold on.
Alright.
But yeah.
Okay, but we're gonna actually jump to Erie.
Okay.
So you're making your way down. Are you okay? So you make your way down. You didn't. So you came down to the streets.
Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't on the rooftop
No,
still.
yeah, I'm on the
Yeah.
level again.
Roll survival for me.
Oh no. Oh my god. So good. 9.
9. So as you're making your way through, your confidence slowly starts to wane as your like anxiety and your worry starts to swell up.
Familiar.
You're kind of, it hits you that you don't know where anyone is.
Mm-hmm.
That you're looking for Pippin, but what happened to Lonan?
Yeah.
With that woman, were they after Lonan? Why were they there? You don't. The guard was heading. It looked like they were heading towards the Urker Academy. What could be happening? The last time you saw Gray, it was with a strange woman. Who is that? Is she okay? Is the Gray being hurt right now?
Mm-hmm.
And all these things are kind of overwhelming you, and you realize that you kind of have been walking in circles for an hour. But upon realizing that, you can make your way back onto course.
Okay.
Still kind of filled with this dread.
Okay.
And as much as Ilpleen is much more spread out and the streets are much wider and it's much more clean and less assaulting smells. The city is kind of closing in on you again, and you're feeling that overwhelmingness.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try and get towards like the openness of the bay, the
Yeah.
water,
So you
to
kind
like
of speed walk.
collect myself and like come up with a game plan of what I'm gonna do next.
Okay. So after a couple hours, the sun is. You can see it's. This is gonna sound. Does the sun rise in the west or east? I always forget.
The sun
Sun
rises in the
East and
east.
sets in the west. You see the sun dipping towards the horizon.
Could
Almost
be different
like-
in your world. I don't know.
Could be.
It's not.
Okay.
As it, yeah, right?
It's not.
As it
It's
dips,
not.
Sorry.
it is almost. It almost looks like it's fallen not to the sea, but behind this pink wall that's bridging the bay, and you can see the asteroid belt of the ring around, slowly shifting in the sky as you step out from the buildings and take a deep breath of the salty air, and you can see the ships, large and grand, to small kind of fishing vessels, bobbing in the bay. And as you look left and right, you can see like across, almost all the way down, as the half moon bay wraps to the edge.
Okay.
And you feel calmer. You feel better.
Okay. Okay. What am I gonna do? Have to come up with a plan. Have to stop talking to myself. What to do? And I haven't seen any sign of Pippin since.
You can roll perception now. You haven't seen anything on the walk. You were very overwhelmed. Is that natural 20?
Yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
this is
It
great.
was
This
kind of
prayer
on
here.
2, and then it went.
It rolled. I
Yeah,
seen it. It
I
rolled very
watched
slowly.
it
It was
go
like,
like
Yeah.
it was like, is it Is it?
It's
This
Yeah.
is the
Third natural 20, because I rolled
Nice.
one of my disadvantages.
Yeah, but it
Nice,
didn't count. You
guys.
guys have been doing well.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Wormwood, for the good dice tray that's giving us luck.
Sponsor us.
Please.
Please. Please.
As you're taking your breath, you can see the docks, and you can see a lot of them are empty. Not a lot of people walking. Doesn't seem like a lot of people are coming in and out of the bay at the moment. But you can see farther down, it looks quite far away, but you get a lucky glance as the wind blows, and you smell a familiar scent of tenaculum, the weird oily, kind of. You
He
smell it.
smells good.
Yeah, no, it's like an oily kind of like wow.
Sandalwood.
Yeah,
Okay.
but definitely like a little bit of olive oil in there.
Alright, I like olive oil.
Yeah, and you can see just a small form hunched at the end of a dock, sitting.
Oh, thank God. And I'm going to,
Just bolt your way over.
like, beeline my way over. And as I'm walking, be like, do you have any idea how long I've been looking for you? What are you doing over here?
Oh, hi, Eerie.
You can't just run off like that. I've been looking for you for hours.
And as you look up, you see, in the fading light of the day, an ashen face. Less gray as his normal skin tone is, but more color drained. More white, with bloodshot red eyes, and his cheeks streaked with tears.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to walk away for a second. Is everything okay?
I have no idea. It's chaos. I was stopped by someone. I think they're going to go. I think they're coming for Lonan, and then I have no idea where Gray is.
What?
And it seemed like they were trying to arrest him, and they tried to detain me as I was running. It's
Arrest Gray?
Lonan.
Oh,
I think he might have been recognized.
how?
I have no idea.
I just walked away from the school. What did he do?
I have no idea.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna like put my head in my hands. Everything's getting ruined.
I have no idea where they've taken him.
I
if they
hate
even
this
took him.
city.
It's really weird. There's too many people.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the houses are too close together.
Lonan, do we know what should we? I'm gonna kind of stand up.
Okay.
Okay, where was Lonan last time you saw him in Gray?
Lona was inside.
Inside the
The
Ochre
Ochre
Academy?
Gray was sitting on the steps with a flamingo.
Okay. Do you have something I can blow my nose with?
I'm going to and then I'm gonna pull my cape around.
And I'm gonna take your cape and I'm gonna be like, Thank
And then I'm
you.
gonna use my sleeve and I'm gonna wipe your face.
Yeah, I'm just
tears
gonna
off
let
your
you.
Face. Yeah. And I'm gonna. There.
Okay, let's walk back.
And I guess we'll just walk towards the ochre.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I'm sorry I walked off. I was having a hard time. It didn't go as I planned.
That's okay. It's fine. I guess. I don't know what we're gonna do now.
I don't know. Let's see if we can find Lonan. Come on, Tenaculum.
And he was stuck to the dock, and he's up your leg,
Yeah. Then he comes up to my shoulder.
and suctions to your face for a second, and goes
Yeah.
back down.
I'm gonna wipe off the slime. And
What do we do if we get there and he's not there?
I don't know. You said he might have gotten arrested?
Yeah, they're definitely not too happy with me either, because they were trying to detain me, I think, and I kind of used your potion to run away.
Oh, my swiftness potion?
Yeah.
Quick thinking.
It
Good
worked very
idea.
well, but
That
I
was
don't
smart.
know that it would be a good thing if they saw me either, just because I think I looked pretty guilty doing that.
Okay. Well, do you want to split up?
I don't think so. I don't want to.
What if we kind of do just a wide arc around the school and see if we see any caution tape or something?
Okay, I think that's a good idea. I'm going to try and be as stealthy as I can. How long does my stealth last for if I stealth?
You have to make it's more like you're trying to act something. It doesn't really. It
It's not
depends
a
on the
timer?
situation. It's not like a you get a buff.
Okay.
It's more like in those moments you're able to do that. Sometimes it lasts an hour. Sometimes it lasts 20 seconds.
I'd like
It
to be
depends.
stealthy is what I'm saying.
So describe to me what you mean by you want to be stealthy.
I want to be stepping very quietly, not walking in the middle of the street, where everyone can see me, but kind of like, you know, sticking to the, as the sun sets down, sticking to like the shadows of the buildings.
And you want to be like
Inconspicuous.
Thank you.
As I can be.
Yeah.
With, you know, not just gonna leave Pippin wandering along in the middle of the street, just kind of like, you know, link my
Yeah.
arm through his and just quietly creep through the shadows.
Yeah, Pippin seems like very distracted. I'm
Yeah.
kind of like, oh my god, this is my fault.
Oh.
Oh no. I hope Lonen's okay, Eerie.
I'm sure he's a tough one. I just hope he didn't say anything stupid. And
Oh, this is all my fault, Eerie.
why is this your fault?
Because I told him everything would be okay. He was so cautious about the city and paranoid, and I said, Lonen, you're being too much, and he was right all along.
Well,
Oh, if they caught him, Eerie, he's wanted for regicide. They think he killed the merchant king. Do you know what they do to people like that?
No.
They make examples of them.
I mean, maybe
Oh,
he should
no.
never have come here in the first place.
Oh my god, you're right. We shouldn't have. This was all my fault. I wanted to come here too.
We'll figure out a way. We'll figure out something.
Eerie.
And I'm gonna be uncomfortable because I don't know how to, like, I feel unequipped to, like, handle his emotional distress.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of like a big brother.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
me, like, I feel like the young one, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
all the adults are falling apart.
What do I do?
What do I do? Yeah. Yeah.
Little girl alone in the city.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like,
Alright. So yeah, we'll continue on until we reach the Ogre
You guys
Academy.
make your way to the Ochre Academy. Lonen, you're face down in the cell, hands bound.
So as I'm sitting there, I start to remember. I try to remember the night, and I remember I'm remembering bits and pieces, like as much as I can. And I'm like trying to
do
like.
you have a concussion?
From
I'm trying to remember the night as
Huh?
much as I can. No.
Yeah, you remember the night.
Oh.
No, I do. Well, yeah, I remember. Yeah. So I'm trying to like because it was a long time ago. Like it was, you
It
know.
wasn't that long.
Yeah, and then like you know. But anyway.
I was like, well, did he hit his head? Or why can't
So-
you remember?
I remember it being like, a dark night. I was just like wondering like, why would I do such a thing? Like, there's no way that I killed the king. Like, there's absolutely no way. Like, there's like this person's obviously. I know that everyone thinks that. I've done it, but clearly like this, you know, they must have me mistaken for somebody else, and that's what I continue to kind of go through my head. But as I do, I turn to my. Is the other guy in the cell with me?
There, yeah, but he's like snoring.
He's snoring right now.
And you can see that looking up, you can see that the woman with the toothpick is like moving in her teeth, and she's looking at you.
Is she looking at me?
Yeah,
Well, what are you in here for?
indecent exposure.
And I chuckle a little bit because it makes. I just smile and it's like. Well, I wish I could say the same.
Yeah, it's a good way to go. They'll let me out though. It's fine.
Seems like you come
Yeah.
here quite a bit then, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Jeffrey there knows me pretty well, and she
I look
smiles
over-
at one of the guards, and the guards will like glare and look away.
I'm gonna scooch over to the side of so is she laying so the cells are here. Is she laying on like the side of so say she's like in the middle of the cells between?
So there is two cells,
Yeah.
two big ones. There's a bench running along the back with the buckets in like the middle side on each side.
For
Okay.
Popin?
You can only assume.
For Popin?
Pop open. And she is like leaning in the far corner away from you on the bench.
Okay. I'm gonna scooch closer to like the middle to like meet her halfway sort of thing.
Yeah, and she'll step up, and you can see that she's wearing a fairly like long, flowy skirt, and then just like a vest. No shirt, just a vest.
Talking quieter to her without trying to like make it so the guards can't hear anything. So it seems as if this might just be where they hold us until they bring us elsewhere.
Oh well, yeah, this is where they keep you overnight. That one there is drunk. I'm sure they'll let him go in the morning.
Quite odd, you know. I've never seen such a small. And like I look around, like is it a pretty small jail?
Yeah, it seems like it looks like it's just the two cells and like a little waiting room almost area with the chairs.
I'm trying to like.
And a desk.
I'm trying to eye my way. Like if I were to get out of here, what would be the quickest way out? And there seems to be only like the door is in the front. I'm assuming. Like, in
There's
front
only
of me?
one door.
There's only one door.
You can only see one
Okay.
door.
and one guard is standing at the table, at the desk when we came in, and one is the other one gone?
The other one, the other one's gone. And the woman left as well.
You see, they have me mistaken with somebody else. Not that it really matters at all, anyways. I'm not too sure if you would understand or had the time for me to tell you the story, but
Well, we got all night, hon.
that is true. We do have them all night. I'm hoping my friends, might be able to come and rescue me here and possibly tell my side of the story if possible. But
Rescue you. They'll just probably let you go in the morning. Unless you did something awful.
the thing is, I haven't done anything awful, but they do think I have.
Then why are you in here? They wouldn't just arrest you. That's not how the city works.
They wouldn't arrest me if I did something wrong.
If you didn't do anything wrong.
I know, that's the problem. They believe that I have.
Well, what do they believe that you did?
And then I'm gonna explain to her, I'll tell her the story of, they believe that I murdered someone.
Well, you're probably going to prison.
So what do I do? Do I just let them take me and bring me to the prison even though I didn't commit the crime?
Well, what else are you going to do? Fight the opposition? That is absurd.
Seems like you're in it quite often. It'd be nice to find a way out if...
Oh, well, I've never been to the seven Ivory Towers for that reason.
7 Ivory Towers.
Yes, the prison.
That's the prison.
Sounds ominous.
So the prison
Well,
is...
I've never been myself, but that's what I've heard. I've been held overnight. So they don't really like.
Can I think
my
back?
swords.
Can I think about the 7 Ivory Towers? Have I ever heard of it before?
History.
Yeah, roll a history check.
So 21.
21.
Nice.
You don't remember hearing about it, but you remember seeing it written on the map Great purchased.
Is it do I remember it being like one of the worst prisons?
You don't know anything about it. You just remember seeing it on the map.
Okay, that's it. The Ivory Towers. I haven't heard much about it. Is it... I mean, I don't expect to be going there, considering I'm going to be offered a trial, apparently.
Oh, well, yeah, the trial will also be at the 7 Ivory Towers.
It's held at the towers.
Well, yes, that's what the temple is for.
I would assume that the trial would be before entering the prison.
Oh, no, they'll probably keep you in there for a while before trial starts. What do you think? They're just going to let you go free to murder other people?
The thing is, how can they just go around arresting people and assume that what they've done and just put them in prison and then wait for them to be on
Well,
trial?
I assume they have some evidence against you.
You would assume.
Yeah, maybe it's those blue eyes of yours, and she'll reach across through the bars and touch your cheek.
Do I still have things on my? I don't have any.
Your hands are bound behind your
They
back.
are still bound.
Yeah.
Can I twirl and change my suit?
You didn't say you stood up. Are you standing?
I'm gonna stand and I'm gonna twirl.
Okay.
And change my suit. And when I do, I'm going to go completely dark clothes, just completely black.
Okay. So
Okay.
this okay.
Nothing fancy looking. Actually, sorry. On second thought, I'm gonna change to black, but then I'm gonna think, what was everybody like? What is the most? I know you said like it's kind of like,
There wouldn't be common clothes.
No, I know. I'm just trying to think of like.
Everyday man, everyday
Yeah.
clothes.
I'm trying to think of like. Oh man, I'm trying to. Like if I make myself look all like nice and fancy, like maybe people would kind of like feel bad for me. Like they're like, how could somebody like that fancy look like that? You know what I mean?
Okay, so you want to have fancy
So
clothes?
first I'm gonna go all dark, but then I'm gonna think again, and I'm going to make myself look as fancy and as like pristine as possible.
So like tuxedo.
Tuxedo, like to the
Full 9 yards.
Like, so if you looked at that,
There's
if you
sympathy for the rich.
if you looked at me, you'd be like, what was he like? How could he or why would he like bother murdering somebody?
Yeah. Do you know who my father is?
All the girls and everything.
And I'm
You'll
going-
pay for this.
One more.
Daddy won't let me stay in here.
Yeah. So one more twirl, and I'm going to appear like that. But have
Very impressive, but I wouldn't do that too often. The guards don't much like that kind of thing. They might confiscate your clothes. But then maybe there will be some indecent exposure.
Get naked, Lona.
Pow.
And then I'm just gonna sit down. And I'm just gonna continue to think about how my ways out of here, if I can.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. So Gray, how long are you staying in the Weeping Sparrow?
I'm gonna kind of make it sound like this is our actual inn where we're staying, and then I'm gonna just be like, you know, when you have guests and you just want them to leave.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, so it's getting pretty late, you know.
Oh well. Yeah, of course. I should be getting back.
Yeah, I mean, if you're staying in town, like, here's my contact information,
Yeah.
my hair. Like, is it violet letters or?
No.
Okay.
No, different game.
This is where I'll be staying if you want to find me.
Here at the Everything Sparrow.
Yes.
Oh well, of course then. Maybe I could come meet you here again at some point.
If we.
Well,
cross
if you
paths-
need any help, I am a trained wizard, and even though those buffoons don't acknowledge it, I know that I am what I am.
Do wizards have any way to contact people?
Well, it depends on what you mean.
Like send a message.
Well, I could do something like, and she'll point at you, and then you'll hear this in your head. But that does not. I could speak to someone across the room in that way, but
no long distance.
oh,
Just trying to find my companions. Just want to make sure they get here.
oh, well, I don't not particularly. It's not really what we are good for. That's more of holy work.
Oh, holy work.
Yes,
Okay.
I've known some clerics of sorts that could do stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Well, it was very nice to meet you. Thank you very
Yes.
much. If you need any help with anything that I could help with,
Yes.
at least you've done me a great service today.
Well, I just hope that you never give up, and that you'll find your own path.
And a
I swear.
tear will run down her cheek.
Yeah.
I'll try.
All right. Have a good night.
I'll
babe.
try. And she is gonna give you a hug.
Oh. I reciprocate,
Okay.
and then I'll just be like, bye bye.
Yeah.
I
Bye.
reciprocate.
Bye.
Reciprocate her hug.
Yeah. I'll hug back. And
So
then
actually, it was the waiter that's been doting on you will come up, and he is an older man with salt and pepper hair, but he is like fairly well dressed. Can I help you there, sir? I heard you are Proudmoore.
Yes, that is
Yes. I
correct.
just wanted to confirm. Would you be looking for? I was told to get. There's someone that you were looking for here.
Oh.
Did you want me to get her?
Is she here?
Not currently, but I can send word.
Oh, certainly.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, certainly. Send word that we've taken her invitation here, and we've
Oh, it was-
seen the area and Opaline district of the town and everything.
Oh, okay. It's getting late,
Mm-hmm.
but I will attempt to get her for the morning for you.
Oh,
Um,
fantastic!
Baroness Ivern
Yes.
provided you and your companions with a few nights' stay
Oh,
here
wonderful.
beforehand, but are they coming?
I believe they are. They're going to be just kind of sightseeing the Opaline district. There's a big event today, so they're still kind of around the temple and kind of just
yes, for
sightseeing.
the ceaseless flame.
Yes,
A wonder to see.
Oh,
It
it
was
was
a beautiful day.
of course, of course. Are
Yes.
there any rooms or anything available with the windows facing the?
I could see what we can do. Did you want the keys now?
Oh, of course. Thank
Yes.
you.
And all individuals?
Of course.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I'll get to one of the rooms, look out the windows, and I'm just like shaking my head. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah. And so you
He's
realize
so nice
going
and warm
in.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Doing
the
alright
room
out
is
there.
very, very glamorous, very
Mhm.
opalescent, very just extravagant, over the top. The window is shaped like one of the
Mhm.
sparrows, and you realize that the mural was painted, but also that some of the birds were stained glass, and you're standing behind the mural
Okay.
right now.
And then I'm gonna unload some like supplies or like drop like the heavy stuff, and then I think I'm gonna try to just not go outside, just kind of watch out the window, see if I can see anybody passing by, notice anything. I'm just hoping that everybody remembers the Weeping Sparrow name, and possibly tries to look for it. But I'm just gonna watch out for guards moving and kind of like would I know how to like a prison system or like a being in the military? Do I know what like you got arrested, you go here,
You
you
don't.
go somewhere else, or do I know stuff like that or no?
You know how it works in the River Princedoms, but you know
Okay.
that the River Princedoms have been horribly corrupt for generations.
Of course, you're just
So, but still the best country in the world.
okay.
But you don't know enough about Kadareth
Okay.
culture, and especially not Kadareth laws. What you know is that everything is incredibly bureaucratic.
Mm.
Everything, even just getting in, seems
So-
to move very slowly. Lots of paperwork.
Would I know that somebody would want to make a show of something? From what Pippin has told me from the other...
You can decide for
things,
yourself. Yeah.
Okay. I'll watch it.
Okay.
I'll just wait to see if I see anything, and if I do, I'll just run downstairs, go outside,
Okay.
and that's it.
As you're looking out, roll perception.
17.
17. Again, you see the crowds. You see them thinning a little bit, but then picking up again as the night goes on. You see torches and different lanterns of different colors and shapes and sizes lit in storefront windows, and different tents being popped up as the night comes as opposed to the day. But you don't see anyone you recognize on the street.
Okay, I'll stay up for a bit
Okay.
and just kind of wait.
Okay. So,
Yes.
table talk?
No.
Yeah, I wasn't saying anything.
Pippin and Eerie, you get struck by a meteor? No, I'm kidding. So Pippin and Eerie, you guys are walking through Opaline. And it takes you a little bit to get back on the path because both of you had a pretty traumatic walk.
Mm-hmm.
You're still feeling a little bit of that tenseness, which isn't helped by Pippin's mood. But you guys do eventually make it back to the Ogre Academy.
Okay.
I don't see them.
I don't see them either. Is it open still? Because it's getting dark.
It is.
Right?
It is dark now. On your walk, the sun is fully set.
Okay.
Yeah, and the windows are bright in the Ogre Academy, but you don't see necessarily any movement in it,
Okay.
unless you're specifically
I just
checking.
want to sneak up to the one of the windows and
Look up.
inside.
Looking in, you don't see anyone at the desk
Okay.
as before.
I have a feeling they're not even here anymore.
Probably not. The city's enormous.
Do you think it's safe for us to ask, or?
Maybe asks. I don't know. Is anyone? Maybe ask someone walking by if they've heard about an arrest. I don't know.
Okay, maybe that's better because I feel like if we go inside, they'll think that we're.
I think they're probably closed, and I don't want to go back in there. Not unless they'll let me in, which they probably won't.
Okay, let's go see if anyone who looks not too scary will talk to us.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll a. Just roll a d20.
1, not 1. Great.
So you approach, and it just looks like a small, hunched-over form with some quilts over their shoulder, and you think you're approaching like an old woman.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
very kind-looking, very like slow movements, not like creepy, but more just like stepping, like very like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
And as they turn, you see like a long, sharp, draconic face with like scraggly teeth. And like one like white milky eye and another big bulgy black one.
I'm like, sorry, I
Yeah.
was looking for someone else.
Well, what do you want now?
Sorry, I thought you were someone else.
Well, yeah, someone else. Who are you looking for?
I'm my friend.
Your friend? I'm not your friend.
I know, I'm sorry. And then I'm going to like grab Pippin and like shove him away.
Rawr, get out of here.
Maybe you pick the next person.
Okay.
Roll a d20. What kind of person are you looking for?
The nearest walking pedestrian, and I rolled a 12.
Okay, so you see the closest walking person is like a short, stubbly halfling man.
Hello, sir, ma'am, or other.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I've had a long day. I'm normally more composed than this. No.
He's fine.
Are the two of you okay? And he's gonna
Fine.
clutch his bag and take a
We've
step
had
back.
just a really long day.
I don't
do
have
you
any
know-
money.
I don't want your money. Do you know if there was some sort of arrest that occurred not long ago at the Ochre Academy right here?
I haven't heard anything yet.
And I'm just gonna turn around and start walking.
Okay.
Erie, what are we gonna do?
Okay, thank you, sir. And then I'm going to follow Pippin. I don't know.
This is all my fault.
And I'm gonna be like,
I was so close, Erie.
I don't know how cities work.
What do you mean? It's like a town, but
Where
big.
would they take someone if they were arrested?
Probably a prison or some sort of holding cell.
Where would that be?
Probably at some sort of police station.
Where?
I don't. Gray has the map!
I'm gonna turn around.
Let's
Is there anyone
just-
else near me?
There are lots of people. Roll a d20. Who are you looking for?
Anyone?
Okay.
16.
16. So you see a slender form of a white dragonborn, and your eyes draw to them because they're on your orca.
Okay. Hello. Which way
Yes.
is the prison?
The prison.
Or the constabulary?
Is there any sort of station?
Do
The law?
So we need to, if we needed to report a
We need to
crime.
report a crime.
you need to report a crime? Are you okay?
We're.
Do you need help?
I'm not okay.
It's been a very long day.
Dears, come sit down. Come sit down.
I've been sitting for an hour. I don't want to sit.
We just need to find.
Just
We don't know where to go. We're not from here.
well, there's a few different districts. This opening is set up into many different stations that you can go to. Do you need?
Okay.
Where's
Yeah,
the
you'll-
nearest one?
The nearest one is just down the street there, and she'll point to a building that has it's two like black lion statues in front of it.
Let's
Okay.
check it out.
Alright, thank you.
Of course.
And then we'll walk towards
Okay.
that building
Okay.
briskly.
So the lights are on.
Do you want to do the talking?
Maybe I should. I'm not usually very good at this, but
Neither am
I'll
I.
try.
Oh no.
The lights are on.
The lights are
Is
on.
it
Lonan's
Okay.
probably hung already. They got his head on a spike, I bet.
You're not making this any easier.
I'm sorry,
You guys are sitting.
I'm
in
very
on the door.
catastrophizing.
Just let me do the talking.
I'm gonna sit on the steps out here, okay? You just...
Okay. Alright.
So you open the door,
Okay.
and just a single desk in a fairly small, cramped room with doors, a couple doors leading back farther, and another small halfling man is standing is like sitting at the desk.
Hello.
Oh, hello there.
Is this where?
Yeah, this is the 3rd precinct.
Okay. We heard of a crime that occurred earlier at the Ochre Academy and a possible arrest.
Let me check the paperwork here. Just this morning?
Just yes, a couple of hours ago.
Yes. That was Captain Thistle.
Where would we be able to find this captain if
Yeah.
we were to need to ask some questions?
Ask some questions. Well, that's not really how it works, so why do you need to ask her questions? She's the captain.
I mean, we
She's a
have,
very busy woman.
and we just may have some information about the crime.
Oh, well, I can take your statement.
We'd prefer to speak to her in person.
Oh, well, I'm not sure if I can do that for you.
Could you direct us towards where the felon would have been taken?
Oh, that's most definitely private information, and it doesn't even say here, which is strange. Normally, Captain Thistletail is much more pungent.
I'm gonna
poignant.
open the door. Erie, how is it going in here?
Fine.
Oh, yeah, Erie. Would you like me to help you?
No, I think it's okay. We're just.
Is there a holding cell here?
Are you looking for a person?
We're wondering, someone's been arrested and we're wondering, we aren't sure if they've been arrested. There was an altercation and we weren't there, and we
Oh.
want to know if they've been arrested or
Well,
not.
if you give me a name, I might be able to check here. But
The name is Nolan.
Nolan?
White Fang. Hopefully he gave that name.
It'll go to the back. Oh, I assumed Nolan was a man?
Yes.
That's
No,
correct.
we have no men here right now.
Okay. Maybe we had wrong information.
Can we?
Yeah.
Where's the next place where
Well-
you keep people?
There's 22 precincts in Opaline.
Do you have a map for me?
Where's the biggest one?
The biggest one. Well, there's lots.
If you were to hypothetically arrest a very high criminal, like to the highest degree, where would they put him?
Prison.
Which prison?
There's one prison.
If you found this guy and you were like, this guy is the most wanted criminal in the country, hypothetically, where would they put him?
Well, you'd go to the 7 Ivory Towers.
Thank you. Let's go.
Do you
Erie.
have a map? As you're like dragging me out. Do you have a map?
I don't, but and he'll take out like a scrap piece of paper and like pick out a big quill and like
Okay.
try to follow here.
Thank you so much.
Well, of course.
Oh, Erie.
Have a nice night. And then we
I'm sorry. Did I ruin it again?
I don't know. I don't know if it can get any worse than it already is.
What are we gonna? Should we go back to
And
the
it's like-
pattern trout? It's nighttime. Where's Gray? Do you
I
think
have
Gray's
no
back
idea.
at the pattern trout?
No idea where he is.
It's late. Oh my goodness. This is my fault. I wanted to come to this city.
When I look at the map, is it easily followed or is it?
It's like a shape, and you can recognize. There's a big like writing of like bay,
Okay.
and then there's the tower, the twilight. The river is drawn, the Twilight River, that borders on the big diamond that's that's null written on it,
Okay.
and then there is a big circle with 7 dots on it,
Okay.
and like a path that leads to it from where it is.
Our room is like a back across that bridge, right?
It's across the opposite bridge.
Other back in the other direction.
And
Our-
is that in the same direction as this, or opposite direction of where we want to go for?
Kind of parallel, like I'll show you on here. Like the map is like crudely drawn here. You guys are around in this section. The 7 Ivory Towers are here, and you have to cross all the way back to the Pattern Trout, which is in this area, which isn't even on your map. You
Let me,
just know
let
it's
me show
towards
the
this
map
one.
to the stream.
Okay.
Such a nice map.
Thanks, I made it myself.
It's beautiful.
It actually is super detailed.
Okay. What do you think we should do? Do you think that we should wait until it's daytime, or do you think we should try and do what we can now?
I honestly don't know what. I already gave out my experimental elixirs I made today. If we head back to the room, at least maybe we can do some preparing, and hopefully Gray is smart enough to meet us back at the inn that we're at.
That's a negative.
But I mean, Gray might be arrested too.
I'm gonna check my pockets. I'm gonna be like, I don't have any weapons on me except for
Oh
these
my
darts.
god, I have all of our weapons. They couldn't even fight.
So I'm gonna be
Erie,
like, okay,
this
let's
is
go
my
back
fault.
and regroup.
Here's your staff.
And I'm going to take it back. You're
Don't
like,
let any of the police see you with it. You're not allowed to
Right,
carry
right.
it.
shove it down the back of my.
Andrew had to walk away.
Okay, we have a long trek. We have to make our way back. Erie, I'm sorry. I'm so worked up. I'm embarrassed now.
That's why maybe we should just take some time to calm down and try and think of an actual plan, because I think if we go running through the night and trying to barge into a prison, it might not go over so well.
This is. I'm sorry, Erie. You're right.
Okay, let's just get back and see if Gray is there.
I hope so. And
Loden,
Back to me.
you're feeling exhausted.
Yeah.
You're bruised. You're hurt. You can feel your arms like throbbing with the iron grip of the guards
So
grabbing you.
I've been trying to watch. I've been trying to keep an eye on how the guards like do their like. I'm gonna try to see like are they like there the entire time? Do they do switch into the guards, or how does it work?
Over the course, you can guess it's been a couple hours since you've been there.
Okay.
You've seen 3 different guards come at an interval. Roll just an intelligence check for me.
Okay. So intelligence is 16 or 17.
And that's just your intelligence plus your, not your saving throw, right?
I just did 15 plus 2 because it's my intelligence.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Here. He's not that. This is just for saving throws.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
you
still
plus
plus 2.
That's what I
Okay.
did plus 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you notice that probably on an interval of about every 3 hours.
3 hours.
Um,
How
guards
long?
switch out.
When they're switching out, is the guard leaving the room, and then another guard's coming, or is it?
A card's coming in the room,
And then
and
the one's
then
leaving.
the other one leaves.
Are their backs turned to the? Are their backs turned to like the cells at all when they're doing it? Like, are they talking to each other, not focusing on me?
You notice there's moments definitely where some of the guards aren't as focused, but you don't know necessarily a point you could time. You would guess that maybe when the two of them are talking is when they're most distracted, but then there's also two of them there.
Okay.
In that time, the drunken man who was in the cell with you woke up and was released. So it's just you and the woman in the room now, other than the guard.
When they're like sitting there hanging out or whatever, waiting for their shift, are they reading things or are they like eyes on the cage the entire time?
They are like doing paperwork and writing, and sometimes just sitting. They watch. They they give you like small cups of water.
Okay.
But they don't like give them the water to you. You have to come to the bars and they feed it to you.
Okay, so now with the bars, is there enough room through there to get my arm through the bar?
Yeah, but your hands are still tied.
Okay. Is there, and what is my hands tied up with?
You would guess that this one is some sort of chain.
Oh, it's a chain.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. That's fine. Oh, I didn't even notice that he left. He was so quiet the entire time because he was drunk.
Well, you didn't hear him snoring.
No, it was,
He was quite awful when he got in.
yes.
So crude.
So I'm assuming soon enough you'll be out as well too.
We'll see.
It's gonna be quite lonely in here.
Well, I'm sure you won't be here for long if you, I don't know, if you're high profile enough.
I hope that I get my trial like you mentioned, but I hope it's not too late. If I get it just seems so odd the way that it works around here. I wish I could talk to somebody highborn. Is there any instructions on if I can speak to somebody before my trial? Do you know?
Oh, well, I believe that you get some sort of representative, but do you have money?
I do, yes.
No.
Not on me, of course, but
No, well, I met your family.
see, my family's well, I guess, and I'm thinking about my family, but then I start to like picture the group instead.
Aww.
I guess you can say my family does have quite a bit of money.
Oh, well, then I'm sure you'll be fine. You can get a good representative for the courts. But I'm not sure. I've never been to the prison.
Looking around, are there bathrooms? Not bathrooms in here, but like, is it just a bucket to like do
There's
whatever?
buckets.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
one bucket in each cell.
For poop?
For poop.
And I'm going to like get quiet next to her. And so, is there any way out of here before, let's just say, you're leaving? I don't know if I'm going to be able to have the trial that I want to have, considering I'm as innocent as possible. As I mentioned.
Yeah, you're innocent. And she's smiling at you.
But is there, let's say hypothetically one would not want to be here and wanted to get out. Where, do you know of a way out, possibly?
That one door. I've never been to this one before. It's a bit higher security than I'm used to.
With one god?
Oh, well, there's only one door.
One door, one god. I have a question. This might seem quite odd. But is there a way that you would be willing to help me get out of here?
Oh, maybe you are quite handsome. Sure could make out something.
And as I mentioned before, that not only that, but we are quite wealthy.
Oh,
As you
well,
can tell.
okay. Oh, I think that it might even be better then. And roll a quick perception check.
14.
14. You notice that her eyes look strange when they kind of light up and they kind of look weird. You're not sure how they look weird, but they kind of look weird.
Cool. Interesting. If you were to get out, and I would be left behind, would you be willing to cause some sort of commotion in order for?
Well, I would leave some so handsome behind.
No, of course I would go with you.
You just said if I left you behind.
Oh, you're not going to leave me behind.
Why would I?
Oh, it's getting quite interesting.
Oh, but I don't even know your name.
Nolan.
Well, from around here, Nolan Whitefang.
Nolan Whitefang. Okay. Nolan. It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you have a plan?
Sorry, and I didn't catch your name.
You didn't catch my name. That's because I didn't tell you my name.
Wait, what would that be?
I'm Sasha.
Sasha.
Yes.
Nice.
That's what at least they call me around here.
Nice to meet you, Sasha. I'm gonna, like,
Awkwardly.
try to reach my hand through the bar. Oh no, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to reach down, like gesturing to put her hand out. Or her hand's bound as well too.
No.
I'm gonna gesture out to like kiss her hand.
And she'll put her ring. Her finger out.
Nice
She has some like rings on.
Nice to meet you, Sasha.
Like costume jewelry.
Thank
probably.
you.
Yeah.
How old would she look?
Roll an insight check.
What race was she?
She appears humanoid. Like human.
18.
18. You're having a hard time. She has kind of an aged sound to her voice.
Yeah.
But a very youthful face.
What I reckon. So looking at her eyes, what color are they?
Yellow. And looking deeper, you notice that right now, they have a weird shape to them. They look kind of, they almost look like the tips have like points to them. It's like it's a circular pupil with like tips at each side.
Cool.
Yeah.
Would I know of any? It doesn't matter. The eyes are not going to tell the story, but
It's Mystique.
so yeah.
She just turns blue and like slithers through.
I don't quite have a plan. The only thing I can think of at this point is if upon your way out, or if we found a way to distract the god, could we walk through those doors together?
Well, we can try.
Do you have a better plan?
Oh, well, no.
Oh.
But I'll let you take the lead anyways.
And I'll sit there and I'll try to think of a plan as much as I can to get this point.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out how to get out of these handcuffs.
Okay.
Alright. Let me think.
Just
It's
waiting
like
for something
nighttime.
to
It's
happen.
dark.
I'm like at this point at the nighttime itself, I'll kind of like try to head down from the room, make sure I have the keys with me and such that I need to
Okay.
get back in. But I'm just gonna kind of like get a better vantage point down the alley, kind of like I don't know if I should say stealthy or not, but just gonna go for a walk around the block and kind of
Okay.
maybe breathe, review the situation, and kind of try to find out if I can think of other things to do to find everybody else.
Okay.
But I'll just like stay up and down like the street that I'm at.
So you're not turning down the
Not
alley,
going down the alley.
but you're
no.
walking by the alley and taking a walk.
Pretty much, and like it's not gonna be like once every 5 minutes or so. I'll just kind of like walk around the block so I'm like away from it. That way it's not suspicious saying like he's walking around this place over and over.
Okay, roll perception.
8.
So it takes you a while. You do about 5-6 passes. You see nothing strange the first few, but on the last one, you do notice that the door like shuts. You don't see anyone going in or out, but you notice like that. You can imagine someone was walking in, but you can see the door shut as you walk by, even in the low light.
But as I like go back and like check,
The door's just closed.
okay, nobody's
Yeah.
in the alley or
No one's walking in the alley that you saw.
Okay. I'll walk back to the Weeping Sparrow, and is like the bar still open?
Yep, it's very late. There's not very many people in it, but the barkeep is like wiping the table.
I'll go up to the barkeep and
How you doing there?
oh, good.
Late night walks?
Yeah, I was
All on your mind?
yeah, got a lot on my mind. I was just wondering, I got this map. Can you kind of point out where we are, where some notable sites are? Like, what are the things that are listed on this map?
Oh, you're not from around here.
No, first time here.
Yeah, I'll let you know. So this big square here is
Mhm.
more of a diamond. Looks like a wizard's hat.
Okay.
That's Gilder's Square. You
Okay.
need something made right. That's where you want to go.
Okay.
Right over there. That's the Null.
Mm-hmm.
Magical area. gift from the Ochre Academy when the city was founded.
Oh,
Big trade center, that's where the parliament is.
okay.
And then we have the 2 temples in this district in Opaline.
Mhm.
We have the Aria of Saint Solana, that's where you go if you're sick, if you need
Yeah.
any help. And then we have the 7 ivory towers, right over there. If you need any ceremonies done, weddings, trials, combat, anything you need, that's where you go.
Trials?
Well, yeah, depends.
Oh.
High profile criminals, different things.
Just like ding ding ding. I'm just like, okay.
Ding ding ding. He says that.
No, that's my inner monologue. But I'm just like, oh, okay. And then where are we on this map right now? As well?
We're right here.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
And like, where would you say the?
That's Starlight Lane.
Starlight.
Yeah, that's
Lane.
one of the main roads here.
Oh, okay. And where is the Ochre Academy? On
The Ochre
here?
Academy is not too far. It's
Oh.
just on Starlight Lane as well. It's right over here.
Oh, right down there.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
down the road.
I'll kind of ask for a drink of like just something
Something
hot
hard.
cocoa.
Oh,
just
no,
hot
well,
Something
cocoa.
hard, hot cocoa.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's about it. And
Well,
then I'll just go
how
sit
about
by the
some
window and just
hot
kind of like
milk?
stay watching
Cow,
things.
cow.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like 3 in the morning at this point. You're getting tired.
I'm just
Yeah, we're not coming there.
I'm waiting to see if they're leaving.
How we would possibly know that.
But
you-
other than that, that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with that, that's where we're gonna take our break for the evening.
My friends must surely be coming to this place that at random.
You just said main road. If you're not coming down the main road
Oh yeah,
back to there,
the contact,
I don't know how
the
I'm
obscure
not.
contact we have.
Oh
Hopefully
my
everyone
God.
thinks of this.
Well, to be fair,
He's
the
just
day
hiding in a
before,
dumpster. I bet they know
we
where I'm
literally
at.
said the 4 things that we were gonna do.
Yeah, one of them was go visit the contact.
That
of
was the
living
4 things
sparrow.
that we said we were gonna do.
Well, got some.
I like how I'm in prison and like and freaking Gray's having like a tea.
Gray's like a little bit
You
tipsy.
walk- you
Gray's
walk-
the only one thinking properly right now.
You walk past Gray in handcuffs and he's like,
Yeah. Oh god. All right, we'll be
"We'll
back.
be back after our break."
Don't forget
everybody."
to
Stick
around.
Great.
Yeah, we're back.
Hello! Welcome back to this session 16 of All Fun and Dice. We're gonna jump straight over to Eerie and Pippin,
Okay.
walking in the dark.
Yep.
Late at night. It's already past midnight. You guys
Yep.
are exhausted.
Yep.
Yeah, Pippin's kind of like calmed down. Like he was like pretty hysterical earlier, but I'm kind of calmed down. But I'm still very like upset. You can tell that he's upset. I keep like fidgeting with things. I'm like reaching in my bag and closing it. I'm like rubbing my eyes. Oh, sorry about earlier, Eerie.
It's okay. You had every reason to be upset.
I've been traveling for a long time to get here, and I didn't think that it would. I didn't think it would go badly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why they had to be so mean.
I've been working on something for a long time, and I thought that I would be able to get my answers here. And I kind of have a timetable planned in my mind for what I'm trying to do. And this kind of throws a wrench in all of that. And now Lonan's arrested, and I told him everything would be okay, you know.
I mean, he had to know the risk when he was coming into a big city.
I know,
Yeah.
and he was so worried, and I told him, I said, "It's fine, Lonan, don't worry."
He could have done more to conceal himself, I guess, but I mean, it's not all your fault.
I know, I know. I feel like a lot of it's my fault.
Well, we have to think of a way to get him out. If
I
anyone could
think-
do it, I think that me and you, and hopefully Gray,
I hope
could
he's
put our
at the
heads
hotel.
together.
Yeah, I mean, you're super sneaky, so maybe we can figure something out if he's at these 7 towers.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like yawning and be like, I definitely think that we need to come up with a plan. We can't rush because I don't want to make any mistakes. We need to know our way in, we need to know our way out, and we need to get out of the city if we're gonna do this.
I think I have an idea for a quick way out of the city, but it's potentially very dangerous.
Okay, what is it?
So technically, and I'm gonna hold up my bag of holding. This bag of holding we got when we escaped the cannibal dungeon. Do you
Mhm.
remember that?
I do.
And I had another bag of holding, but I can make magic items like your staff, but I can only make a few at a time. So I basically, instead of making that bag of holding, I have this bag of holding and I have your staff. But if I basically like disenchant your staff, I can make another bag of holding, so we'll have two. And this is kind of like a super dangerous idea, but if you put one bag of holding inside of another bag of holding, it kind of like rips a hole in space and sucks everything in like a giant massive explosion. And it's very dangerous, and it would destroy both bags of holding permanently, and everything inside them would be lost, so we would have to like leave the items at the inn or maybe put them all inside the snow globe.
I don't understand how this helps us escape.
We would get ripped like across space.
To
Through
where?
I don't know. But if we're in a pickle, that's a
I
way
don't-
out.
I mean, that's very creative, but
I think I still want to do it. Not, I don't want to do that, but I think I should plan for it. And worst case, even if we don't do it, I could disenchant your staff and make a bag of holding for you, and we could grab Lonan and throw him in the bag of holding and then run.
I feel like that's maybe a better idea.
Well, they both like
But either
I'd
way,
be curious
yes.
to see what happens.
What if we die?
I don't think. Well, it's possible. I'm not sure. We could basically like be teleported to like the plane of fire and fall into like a lava pool or something. I don't know.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, or the plane of water and there's just water all around us.
Is there any way we stay in this world?
I don't think so.
I don't.
Not
think,
this way.
I don't know if that's a great idea.
It's just kind of like a last, like think about it like we're trapped and we have Lonan and we're surrounded on all sides.
I think I'd rather stay in prison than go into a firescape of doom.
Well, that's a possibility, but I think I would prefer that than being executed.
Okay, I'm going to like.
Just
Walking towards
our inn.
inn, our
The-
almost a hotel room.
We kind of.
It kind of is.
To our resort.
The clan.
Yeah, so we're making our way towards the pattern trail, and we've been walking and talking. I'm
Oh, yeah.
assuming.
So you guys eventually make it to the river apex,
Okay.
which you guys would know to cross. And the bridge is fairly dead.
Is there a guard on the bridge?
There is a guard on the bridge.
So we'll have crossed.
Okay.
Hello, noble member of the Acquisition.
Hello.
Do we have to give you ID to cross back on this side?
Yes, you do. That's how it works.
Here's my papers. Did you hear about an arrest today?
No, I've been here all day. Good night.
Does he check my papers?
Yeah, they just like
Oh,
look
okay.
through and pass them back.
Okay.
Good night.
Yeah,
Night.
and they'll sit down. Like they're like the person like sits in the
I guess
chair
like the
over there.
night shift people don't really care.
I guess they must be pretty tired.
Good to
Probably not a lot
know.
of foot traffic at this time of night.
Yeah, unless you're trying to like break your friend out of a prison.
Excuse me, what was that? No kidding.
Acid splash.
It's an
Okay.
accurate.
Alright, well. Are we at our inn?
It takes a little while, but you guys are just heading back to the pattern
I'm going
trail.
to be, while we're walking, just kind of lapsing into silence. I'm trying to brainstorm ideas of how we could possibly, assuming that Lonan is in this prison, get inside.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it's going to be easy.
If we break Lonan out of the prison, Eerie, we're gonna have to like leave the city, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I won't be able to get into the Ochre Academy at all.
I mean, if you're worried, you don't have to be part of this at all.
This is my fault, though, and Lonan's my friend. I don't want to lose him, too.
Is there any other academies?
Not that I know of. The best wizard school in the country is the Ochre Academy. Like, I traveled, like, you know, you're from the Ondu Jungle. I traveled
Mhm.
from the Ondu Jungle all the way here, just like you did.
Really far.
Yeah. And I don't, at least on this continent, I'm not sure if there's another wizard school that has a good reputation.
Maybe we could go to another continent?
Maybe.
How
That
far
would take a
are
long
continents?
time. Continents are like islands, but really big.
How far is the next one?
Probably the River Princedoms, but no. Oh, I'm not sure.
So
Really
back to
far.
where I was going.
His eyes turned like human and was like,
Yeah.
This shade change.
It's probably really far. Maybe this isn't a good idea. What I'm trying to do.
I mean, whether you're in or out, I'm gonna have to do at least try to get.
I'm gonna help you too. I guess it'll just take me longer.
I wish that we had a way. Is there any way that we could disguise ourselves as guards to get inside?
I can disguise one of us. I could make a potion. Have it ready for the morning. It only lasts an hour though, and I have to concentrate on it.
Maybe we can do that and then sneak one of us inside the bag of holding
That's a good idea.
to get
There's only
inside.
10 minutes of air inside a bag of holding though.
What if you go inside the snow globe?
That would be a better idea, but then
Okay.
it would take 2 layers of me to get out. I wouldn't be able to get out quick.
Right.
But 10 minutes might be fine. I mean, I could probably just like stick my head out of the bag of holding and be like, and then close it really quick.
Alright,
giant straw.
we'll think on it, but that's my best idea so far as how we're going to get in without being noticed. I don't imagine they just let tourists walk into the prison.
I could go into the bag of holding, and if you're like really good at climbing and stuff, you could maybe like climb in through a window or something. I don't know.
I'm pretty good at climbing. I'm pretty good at climbing.
I'll make a whole bunch of potions in the morning and see what we can do. I can brew up some elixirs.
Okay.
Okay, good plan.
and you guys have made it by now to the pattern trout.
Okay.
All right.
You guys
Cool.
just go in.
Yeah. Gray.
Did our friend, is the bartender still?
It's not Kira. It's a different fit. It's that like really like thin, slimy looking one
Really?
from the other night.
Have you seen our very tired looking friend?
Human.
Oh, I see lots of tired looking people in here.
He has a kind of tabard with like a rotten hand painted on it.
Nah, doesn't seem familiar for tonight. Oh, I saw him yesterday.
Yeah, we're wondering about tonight.
Nah, I haven't seen him.
Sorry.
Maybe
Could-
Kira did, but
Could you send up some of those little like fried octopus things to our room?
You can have some dinner and breakfast in the morning.
Oh. I
If
was
you want
really...
a drink, I can help you out.
No. Good night.
Yeah,
Good night.
we're just gonna go up to bed. And I'm going to pretty much try to see if I can get any rest
Yeah.
before the morning.
Yeah. And I'll go sleep in mine and Lonan's bed, but he's not there. And I'll kind of look at the ceiling and like the top of the clamshell bed.
Yeah.
I'm just
Little
like,
iridescent.
damn it. And then I'm gonna try to go sleep.
And Gray is not in your room when you get there.
No.
But-
Okay.
Lemon,
Well, they
You
had
were
a much better sleep than I did. before.
exhausted.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make you right off the bat roll a Constitution saving throw
Oops.
to see if you can stay awake.
So it'd be is it
The saving throw.
saving throw? Yeah. So that is a. Oops, sorry, it's not a 7. So that would be 11.
11. So your eyes are getting heavy, and every so often you like nod, and you think you might make things like the guard's in a different position. You think you might be missing a minute or
Okay.
so, but you're still managing to barely hold on to being awake.
Where are the keys being held? Are the guards? Do they have them on their waist?
When you watched the other gentleman that you didn't catch his name of leave, you did see that the guards. You haven't seen them pass it between them, but you've seen a guard put the keys, and you're guessing that's somewhere on the desk.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the keys are somewhere on the desk. Okay. Sasha, and I'm still
Yes.
whispering to him. Curious, what languages do you speak?
Oh, well, I can speak a lot of different things.
I'm going to. Oh man, I wish I. Oh, there it is. Happening. Sylvan. I am going to speak Sylvan to her, and I'm going to go. Man, this. I'm going to say something to try to see if the guard will react at all with our conversation. Man, this. Sorry, but this. What the hell can I say to make this? What can I make to say this guard to like get this guard's attention if he's not looking at me? In Sylvan, I'm going to say, "Excuse me, guard." Does he flinch at all?
No, and Sasha will look at you. Oh, you're speaking your language now.
Yes.
I don't know what that is. I can't know what you're saying.
Oh, I will once again in halfling speak and say the same thing.
And no, nothing from the guard. It's also like for her brows. Just that gibberish you're speaking.
Unfortunately, you don't speak halfling or Sylvan, it seems.
Yes, I don't really fraternize with those kind of folk. Slaves, you know.
So, my ideas in this case is going to be the following, and I'm going to explain to her what I would like to do. Is it seems to me as if when they're approaching us with the food and the water, maybe there's a way that we can. I mean, not me myself, considering I'm bound, as you can tell.
Yes, bound.
And I'm gonna wink at her when she says that.
Oh.
Perhaps you might be able to do something. When they approach you with the water, it seems as if they reach into the cell to feed us or give us a little bit of water. I'm thinking it might be wise, and if you'd be willing to do this, of course, if you don't want to put yourself in harm's way, I completely understand. You can feel free to reach towards the guard and try to grapple him and bring him towards you, and possibly, not too hard, but maybe knock him out if possible.
Oh, but what would we do after that?
That's a good question.
I
don't know if
I can tell you haven't been around. They don't keep their keys on them.
I've just noticed that as well too. Odd question is, how can we get the guard to open up the gates?
Oh, well,
Is there a possibility that me and you can cause some sort of commotion?
what kind of commotion are you thinking?
I think you know the kind of commotion I'm talking about.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Perhaps me and you could get along quite well inside this jail cell and see if they would get some reaction.
Is she in the cell with him, or is she
No,
in the
there's
cell
like a bar, like another bar.
Stick it between the bars.
Well, the bar.
Ew.
Gosh.
Wrong.
Oh, well, I guess we could try.
Oh my
Man of
god.
culture.
Okay. You have to tell me what you're intending to do.
Yeah.
So I just want to have like the most messiest makeout session, like that,
Okay.
but like very loud and like obnoxious and like
Ew.
So like,
yeah, to promote the guard to
Okay.
to promote the guard to kind of stop it and like force them to kind of come in and stop and break it up.
Enough, you two.
Oh my god.
So you guys just start making out.
Yeah.
So you'll feel her cold hands reach and grab your face and pull them towards the bar, and then messy makeout
All right.
ensues.
What does she taste like?
Ew.
God.
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes
Cigarettes and just like
and spearmint.
filth. Yeah.
Experiment.
Roll a perception really quick while you're making out with her.
Okay. 16.
16. Her tongue isn't a normal tongue.
Oh.
Is it like a lizard tongue?
It's like forked.
Forked tongue. Okay.
Hot.
Yeah. But as you're realizing this, and you're like, your eyes like, I'm like, oh, what? You hear that? Hey, the two of you, get away from there.
I don't stop at all.
You don't stop. Hey, don't make me call someone in here. Hey, the two of you. And you hear like a slam on the table.
Continue.
And they just keep making out. In a few minutes, I think a minute passes, and you hear the door open, and it's like, what's going on in here? The familiar voice
Oh no.
of the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. The two of you, off each other now.
Continue.
Lonan, I said off.
I don't respond.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god. 16.
Nice.
16. You just failed.
What?
17.
So you feel like a wash of like your will kind of washing away, and you feel compelled to stop and look at this woman, the tall, dark woman from before.
I know what spell that is.
Okay.
Good. Now come forward.
And I mean, I'm.
And
I
you
just-
want, and you want to. You don't.
Yeah,
you don't
I'm gonna
like.
want
You're not
to.
feeling forced to. You kind of feel like fuzzy in your
Yeah.
head right now.
It's kind of like being hypnotized almost. But
Yes.
I'm gonna walk towards the bars.
Yeah. That's enough now, and you feel kind of like almost like a heat rush back to your head,
Okay.
and you realize that you kind of acted against your will. What are you doing there, Lonan?
Just having some fun while I still
Oh,
can.
just having some fun. Oh wow, you really don't understand the gravitas of the situation, do you?
From what I hear, I don't believe I'm going to be able to get myself a trial.
Oh, who said that? I told you that the laws of this country require a trial.
Before or after I go to the prison?
Oh, well, of course you're going to prison first. Where else will we hold you? In this cell?
And how long will I be held in the prison before my trial?
Oh, I'm not sure.
This does not seem correct. It's almost
Oh, but
against the rules.
do you know what else doesn't sound correct? Regicide.
What's the reaction to the girl next to me? To Sasha?
Do you look over her at her, or are you kind
I'm
of
not looking at her, but I'm...
Because she's kind of behind you, because you've walked up to the other bars.
I kind of like lean back and try to catch her with my eye.
Roll a perception check.
Perception.
10.
10. You can't see her. You can see almost like just looking back with a quick glance. You can't see her face, but she's kind of just standing there looking at you.
So there's not like...
You can tell her body's face.
But she's
towards
not
you.
like a...
You don't hear it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, you believe that I committed this crime, but you won't give me the option of trial before going to prison.
Well,
If someone were to say to you, hey, you've committed a crime, but we're going to send you to prison first, and then you can possibly argue your case. It does not seem right.
That's
Whoa.
how it works.
That's
No.
how prison works.
No, you're not gonna... You go to... yeah, I know, you go to prison first, but you're
Let's
still...
pay bail.
I
How
know.
about-
You pay bail usually
well,
first.
how about I do something for you here? I've spoken with the Thane. Again. He knows you're here, and he's not ready to announce that we have you to the city yet, because it's going to cause quite a commotion. I could speak with someone from the Ivory Towers. Possibly get Sister Helena here. And she's good at telling whether truth or lie. And I think she can prove to you that you killed the king.
Well, let's see then. Bring on Helena.
Fine. Well, you have fun. Two murderers do make a good couple. And she'll leave.
She lied to you.
At that point, because I'm not a murderer, I'm going to regret making out and
I assumed you regretted it from the moment it started.
yeah, I did. But like now even more deeper, I'm just like, what have I been
cute.
talking to
Wait,
this
what was
entire
I
time?
doing?
Yeah.
Instead of making a murder, it's making out with a
Nice,
That's what we're calling
With
the
that,
episode
though-
when we put it on YouTube.
We are gonna jump over to Gray. And you were exhausted. So
Yeah.
again, I'm gonna start you off with a Constitution saving throw.
Because it's the middle of the night.
It is like wee hours of the morning.
4.
So you blink and it's dark, and you blink and it's dark, and you blink, and the sky's blue. And your face is kind of pushed up against the stained glass window, and
My
you
drink
kind of
is
have to
still cold.
peel your face off. Yeah. You're awake now.
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to interrupt because there was something that I wanted to do to get Gray's attention, like right in the morning as soon as I woke up. I wanted to ritual cast Skyrite, and if he wakes up looking at the sky, he would have seen it.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
text me what it says.
Okay.
Oh, so you're awake.
Yeah, I just lost in thought, fell asleep. My apologies there.
Your name is Gray, correct?
Yes.
Yes. We were able to get in touch with our contact.
Mm-hmm.
And they should be here today, but your companions never came for the evening.
I know, I'm worried sick.
Also, look outside. And you'll
Look
see
outside.
in the perfectly clear blue sky, clouds. And you rub your eyes, and it's kind of, you're like, okay, they're just clouds. But after rubbing them, you see your name written in the sky.
Gray.
And then
Is there anything else?
you kind of read through and you realize the clouds aren't just clouds. It says, Gray, come home. Right now.
Oh, but what if Lonan leaves? Oh no. I'm trying to think. I'm contemplating.
Yeah.
He's
Would you
vigilant.
like some breakfast?
Yeah. I'll take a breakfast and then I should.
Yes,
head
we
out
have
to
eggs Benedict with caviar.
Oh, I will stay.
Oh my god!
How about that? Can I get that to go?
Oh,
Okay.
what do you mean to go?
I'll be back. And then I'm gonna go outside, and I'm actually going to. Is there like another dark alley?
There's the alleys aren't really dark. They're more
Okay.
just like not as pristine
Oh.
as the walkways.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
I'll just go to another alley and snap my finger.
Okay.
And call my steed.
Yeah, and this time it doesn't like it's not as dramatic of an
Mhm.
appearance. The ground doesn't crack open. There's no like laughter in your head, but the shadows almost seem to like coalesce, and like this is weird for a second. You kind of like your head spins, and when you finally like get your bearings back, your horse is there, with his dark black eyes.
All right.
That is what you were doing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'll get closer to it, and then it'll kind of like start kneeling down, and then I'll jump on because there's no saddle. I'm assuming, right?
No, you can just ride it.
Alright, so
Yeah,
I'll
no
just
saddle.
say onwards while we're going to the. I'll just point to the direction we're going.
Okay. And the horse, even just the thought, you can
Mm.
feel the kind of emotions, and like you feel an assurance
Mhm.
from the horse,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just head to the.
and it starts going pretty fast.
security
Yeah.
check, I'll make my way back.
Okay.
So
Pippin and Eerie.
Pippin would have woken up very early and gotten to work on a whole bunch of stuff I needed to do. So, whenever Eerie wakes up, you're gonna hear like all kinds of crazy bubbling sounds from the room next door.
Okay.
And like, they're loud.
And
to
like
hear
you
'em.
can see like just sounds like crazy, and then all of a sudden you hear like a thump like thunder like from my room.
Okay, I'm going to knock on your door.
And there's like smoke, like white clouds billowing out from under my door. And I'm like, come in!
Do you need some help in
And
here?
you open it and it's like super cloudy, like as if there's a cloud in the room. And
Yeah.
I have like a whole bunch of beakers going.
And
And,
you-
I'm like, I found a way to contact Gray!
And you breathe in expecting like the harshness of like the acidity of
Yeah.
ash in your throat, but you breathe in it's just like damp,
Oh.
almost like walking through a fog.
I'm like, do you need any help in here?
Look outside, is it working?
I go to the closest window. Is it in the room?
It's outside of the room, and you notice that when you open the door, like it was almost like a rush of clouds. And you look behind you, and you didn't realize before. You thought it was just coming out of the room, but it's actually all trailing towards the window on the opposite side of the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And when I look out the window,
you look out the window, you can see them like floating gracefully up to the sky, and you see Gray, calm ha in the sky, slowly forming, and you can see another like letter slowly forming next
I think
to
it's
it.
working.
Good, I've never done this before. I thought about it last night.
Okay, I think it's gonna work. And then I go back in the
Could you
room.
get me some breakfast?
Yes, and I run downstairs.
And I have to
Okay.
keep concentrating on this spell for an hour, so I'm gonna keep like mixing potions
Yeah.
and smashing bottles.
You go down. Oh, hello, darling. I'm happy to see you back.
Hi, can I get two breakfasts, please?
Of course. I do have a question for you. Is everything okay up there?
It's just fine, perfectly fine, nothing to worry
You're
about.
like,
Yeah.
I've had some complaints, and with the least crack, like some like dust will fall. Some complaints of the noise. And,
I'm sorry, I'll see if he can keep it down.
well, if there's damages, I'll be extra.
Absolutely, understandable.
Well, of course, dear. Here, I'll bring them up to you. How about that?
Okay, if you could just leave them outside the room.
Sure. Your room.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go back upstairs.
okay, Eerie, what's the plan?
I don't know, what do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
Is
like,
there any way you could be quieter?
Thunder like crackles through the cloud as if
Yeah.
you're momentarily gray.
yeah, I have like a little electrical circuit. I'm like,
Do we have to be so loud?
sorry, I didn't. Doing this inside is probably a bad idea.
We might get kicked out.
It's just gonna be like another 30 minutes.
Oh no. Okay.
We can talk though.
What is this?
Is it?
I'm sorry.
It won't cause any damages, I promise.
I'm not gonna lie, the water vapor is quite pleasant, but I think you need to explain to me what's happening right now.
I'm writing a message in the sky for our friend. It's an emergency.
I'm just gonna be like,
Well, just don't ruin the room, please.
It'll be fine, thank you.
and did she leave the food?
And
outside?
yeah, she's like holding 2 plates.
Okay. Thank you. And then I close the door.
So I'll continue the skywrite spell for the duration.
Yeah. And how long does it last afterwards?
It lasts for an hour,
Okay.
but I have to concentrate on it for an hour.
Yeah.
And I ritual cast it, because there's a ritual spell.
Yes. It has to be a ritual spell. No, it doesn't have to be.
It does not have to be, but I'm
But it
casting
still takes forever to cast, even if it was
Yeah,
ritual.
yeah. Okay, so hopefully he gets that message, and hopefully there's not any wind.
We should give him maybe an hour, hopefully, to get to us. What do you think?
I hope so.
You know that from where you are, it takes like almost like an hour and a half just to even get to the river apex. And
Okay.
it takes a few hours to get.
Anywhere else?
But you don't even know where he is.
What time of day is it right now?
It's like early morning. It's like 7 a.m.
Okay.
So, I've made a elixir, and I'm gonna hold up my hermetic gauntlet, like my alchemy gauntlet that I've made. I've prepared an elixir in here that can basically change my appearance for 1 hour, but I can only do it to myself.
Okay.
And the problem is I'm not very good at talking to people and lying and stuff.
Okay.
So I can make myself look like a guard, but I don't know how great that's gonna go. Like if someone tries to talk to me, I don't know if I'm gonna be very convincing.
I don't know.
But we can try.
I don't.
Also, you might notice that the leaves on your staff have withered. That's because I've made this. And I'm gonna pull out a brand new shiny bag of holding.
Okay.
And you see my other bag of holding is like on the far side of the room, like kept like very far away.
Okay.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'll hold on to this.
It's empty. Don't put anything in it in case we do plan B.
Okay.
What color is the bag of holding?
It's green, like the leaves on your staff, but
Okay.
like there's like some black, like I kind of wanted it to match your outfit.
Okay.
And you
I
put it
did
on
my
and
best.
it like it's like you
I
didn't realize
kinda-
that it had such an eye.
I kind of
Yeah.
did make it in a rush, so like it is a little busted in places, but it looks good.
It's
alright,
paper
it's
clips
alright.
holding the handle to the
Alright.
bag.
Alright.
The
Yeah.
bag
I
is
kind of
sound.
like it though.
Yeah,
Alright,
I
put it
basically
over.
just hot glue gunned it together this morning.
Okay, I'll hold on to this. So how are we gonna sneak me inside if you're the one who is disguised?
You go in the bag of holding.
But I have the bag of holding. If we put my bag of holding inside
No,
your
don't do
bag-
that. I'll hold both bags of holding then. Will that look weird? That'll probably look weird.
Is there anything? Can you hide it under your cloak or in your pants?
I guess if it's empty, like maybe I can make it look
Roll
like I
it-
have a
roll it
big
up
belly.
And put it under
Yeah.
your shirt.
Like I could have like a big belly. And be
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm the
Don't say that.
hello.
Don't do that.
I'm the prison guard, here to save my friend. Oh no, I'm the prison guard, here to enter. Please give me the wolf man.
Let's do some role playing.
Okay, okay, I'm
I'll
ready.
be another prison guard.
Okay.
You be the fake prison guard, but
Okay.
you gotta pretend like you're real.
Alright.
Where are you going?
To the cells
Why?
to release a prisoner.
No, you can't just say you're gonna release it.
Oh,
We don't want them to know what we're
oh,
about to do.
I need to beat somebody up. I've had a hard night.
Good. I like that.
Do you mind if I just whack on one of the prisoners for an hour?
As long as you bruise them up good.
That's alright, right? Rampant police corruption is acceptable in this city.
Don't talk too much.
Oh,
Don't
sorry.
explain yourself.
Yeah, okay,
Just
yeah.
Sure.
The wife's been acting up again.
Make sure you stop by on your way out.
Sure thing,
Don't
Bruce.
say sure. Say you can't. You gotta go the other way.
Oh, goodbye. Can I have the keys?
I think that was pretty good.
Okay.
So
You know what? I feel really confident.
Okay.
this is like maybe the end of like a couple hour long session of role playing,
Yeah.
and Gray, you hear the last like minute of the role play.
I'm just like,
Like Gray is in the doorway.
what are you guys doing?
Gray, oh my god!
We need to leave right now. man.
Gray, where were you?
I've been like outside of the door where Lone is being kept right now.
You
We
know
have
where
to
he
go.
is?
Yes, we should go now.
Is he at the 7 Ivory Towers?
Not yet. He's in a hidden facility, and I don't know anything else. We should go. I already have rooms for us, and
But
I
how are
already
we
have
gonna
lodging.
how are we gonna get him out?
I don't know.
Can we walk and talk
Me
on
and
the
Pippin
road?
have a whole plan.
Gray,
That definitely does not.
I
involve
just
I
heard
heard
the
the
ending of
universe.
that plan, and I don't agree with it.
Gray, I've been practicing
Practicing what?
being a prisoner, or being a policeman.
I heard that, and that was something else.
Thank you.
I don't think you should use that either.
No.
I'm gonna be slightly offended because I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
I felt like I was coaching Pippin really well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you like really fell into the role of like that prison guard.
But-
yeah.
I feel like we should leave now because I don't know if he's still going to be in the same spot or he's going to be gone.
Okay. Here is 2 healing elixirs I made this morning for both of you.
Quickly,
I think-
Gray, roll a quick perception check.
10.
10. Okay. You know, you did notice Eerie was like really into the role.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard.
So are we out? We're like walking and talking right now?
Yeah.
We're like kind of like.
Did you? What did you do with your horse?
I just kind of
Left him
mentally said,
outside.
stay.
Okay.
And
So
then
you
just
go
went
out
with
and
it.
you're like, there's like a crowd of people like staring at this horse that has like barely moved.
Whoa, Gray! I forgot you could do that.
Yeah, can I? Is he like small enough where I could just like grab him, put him on top?
1 second.
Because I know that
Who, me?
Eerie would be a bit faster.
Are you using the horse to go around the corner? Like, how
Um,
far away is the
so-
how far away is the prison from? Or in the prison?
So far.
A
We're on,
while.
the other
It's like
side.
It's
2.5
like-
hours.
Probably closer to like 3 or 4.
Oh jeez, wow.
Yeah, but
We
on
go
horseback
horse
it's like
galloping?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like on one side of the city.
Yeah.
In our hotel.
You would
You
definitely
should
be
have, like, the
burning
checkpoint-
the
the
horse a
checkpoint,
little
right?
bit.
Some checkpoint.
You can use the warhorse stats
Okay.
for your steed just for the future. Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
So,
All fun and
Because I
dice.
wouldn't be going full 60.
it depends. You would have to roll for to see how well the horse can burden it.
Oh,
Yeah, it wouldn't be going the full 60, so yes, it's fine. If going
Okay.
half speed,
Because
it's
I
gonna be
would
fine.
try to follow Eerie's speed.
Yeah. Then
I
My
think she's a
speed,
little
my
slightly
speed
over.
is 40.
yeah. Are you guys running?
I would
Uh,
like to get there as soon as possible.
I mean, I don't think I can run for 4 hours without stopping.
Yeah. It will probably take you guys 3 hours to get there, because you can probably even through these busy streets, especially in the Telerak, you're gonna have a hard time getting through.
do we have everything that we need before we leave?
I think so.
Do you have your weapons?
I do not have my weapons.
Pippin, give him his weapons.
Oh,
Not right now.
okay.
I
Keep
mean,
them hidden.
they're mine.
Oh, hold on 1 second. And I'm gonna take the snow globe with my bag of holding and go into the snow globe, and I'm gonna dump. I'm gonna say, "Hey, Vitriol, sorry, I don't have a lot of time to talk. You can look at all this stuff," and I'm gonna dump out everything in my bag of holding except for our weapons.
Okay. And that's including Lonan's bow, the cleaver, and the 2 swords.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hold on to all of my alcohol.
Wait, are you keeping Lonan's weapons or dumping?
I'm keeping our weapons, but I'm dumping all of our money and everything.
Are you keeping Lonan's weapons also?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pop back out of the snow globe. Okay, let's get walking. Gray, I have a plan. It's
Alright.
very explosive.
Oh god.
Okay, and
Alright.
as you
It's
explain,
very
idea.
explosive.
and as you explain the plan,
Let's pick up the pace a little bit. Then.
Yeah.
we're going to jump back to Lonan. And Lonan, you, after that event, Sasha was like sitting and unresponsive. She didn't say anything to you.
Oh really?
Are we rewinded back to nighttime?
Yeah, it's nighttime again. Roll another Constitution saving throw.
17.
17. Okay. You're exhausted. You're feeling really tired, but you're still awake.
So, what are you in here for? You told me that you're here for indecent exposure.
Nothing.
Are we going to be quiet for the rest of the time that we're in here?
Nothing.
I guess I could be the one to talk then. Is she nodding at all?
Nothing. Yeah. No, I'm nodding at you. Sorry.
Ah,
Nothing.
seems quite odd. Earlier we were getting along so nicely, and then after the gods split us up, seems as if there's no communication. A little bit confused. No, nothing, eh?
Nothing.
No. I'm sorry. Did I say something or do something to make you not like me? I thought that I was appealing to you.
He made out and now he's offended that she doesn't like me.
Yeah, he's
Why-
like,
why are you
I've
going
caught
text?
feels.
He's like, was my kissing not good enough?
Yeah.
She'll turn her head and look at you. And you'll roll insight.
18.
You'll see an amusement in her eyes when she looks back over at you.
Like she's having fun. Like
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like joy.
like joy.
Almost like laughter.
like
That's
in torturing, that by not talking to me, you mean? Or like.
We have to
this is what you're getting from it. You're getting that her eyes are like alive with laughter and like happiness.
This is funny for her.
Huh.
But like she has a very stoic face, but her eyes are like kind of betraying that.
I'm sorry. Does this seem like a game to you? Or is everything a game to you?
Oh yeah, and I always win.
Ah. What if it seems like a game? Perhaps we can turn this into one.
Oh,
Perhaps.
of course.
We can get ourselves out of here. And,
Well, I don't know if I want to go out with the man who killed the king.
so she knows the name Lonan, obviously, at this point.
You were also accused of regicide in front of her.
No, but she doesn't know. She didn't say the king, though. She's-
Regicide means.
Regicide.
Regicide
Oh,
is
I'm sorry,
king
yeah.
killing, yeah. There's only been one in like recent history.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes. Can I give you some advice, dear?
Sure.
Nolan is only 2 letters switched with Nolan.
I can agree it was not the greatest choice of it.
I thought you
Also,
said.
you're an awful liar. But not a bad kisser.
Ooh.
So does this mean that you're not willing to help me escape anymore, then?
Oh, I never said that.
Ah.
I just don't know how successful it will be. Me, no one's gonna look after me, especially if Lonan Bluebane is here.
Well, you seem quite keen on finding a way out of here.
Oh, I know I'm gonna get out of here.
And how might that be?
Oh, well, I can't stay in front of here. And she'll point at the guard station. He's kind of glaring at the 2 of you.
Is there any way, and I'm gonna try to whisper even more. Is there any way that you can
Whisper harder.
well, I can throw the microphone.
Just so you get a bit more sultry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Is there any way that you can find a way to possibly charm the god, if anything? I can create somewhat of a distraction. I remember that I can conjure up like fire. I'm thinking, what is the bench behind me made of? Wood?
That's not how it works. You can like light a candle.
It's not gonna like, yeah,
Would
you can't
actually
like,
light it up on fire.
yeah, you would know that.
Sure.
Yeah, you would know that.
Okay.
You can snuff out or light candles.
Okay.
Or small campfires, but like not like,
What's your response to the charming thing?
well, my feminine wear is gonna only get me so far, and as I said, Jeffrey here knows me very well. And she said Jeffrey pretty loud, and he's gonna glare. You guys quiet down over there. Okay, dear. I'm gonna kiss out the door. Yeah, well,
It's still Jeffrey.
it's rotated a couple times.
This seems like I'm running out of ideas on how to escape out of here. My original idea seems to work, but unfortunately, unless we find a way of getting those keys,
Oh, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting out of here. They're not. That stuck-up woman, Talia, does not seem keen on letting me out this time.
so you're stuck in here as well then.
Oh, it seems.
One
I don't get away with so much in this city. It's
What kind of... I don't know if... And I look at her eyes a little bit more. Can I tell if she's like... I mean, I wouldn't say... I wouldn't know by looking at her if she has like magical powers or not, but... what kind of... Do you happen to have any sort of magical abilities?
Oh, well, a woman never tells her tricks, but mine are more practical arts.
Like?
Well, I shouldn't say here, but I'm quite adept at seduction. I'm quite adept at espionage. But I'm not much use locked up in a cage.
And once again, you don't think that you'd be able to charm or seduce the gods?
Not to this one here. He doesn't really swing my way.
And I look at Jeffrey.
No. He's just like a gruff guy with like a pretty big beard,
Yeah.
glaring at to you.
Seems like I might get some rest then and hope to see some things in the morning.
You should.
See some things.
Well, good night.
And I'll lean back on the bench and I'll fall asleep with my head against the...
And you fall asleep easily, but it's not comfortable. And we'll jump back to the three of you guys.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the plan?
I have no idea. Gray, what's the plan?
Gray, you know where he's being held?
We do know that. I haven't been inside, but I know that we have a vantage point from across the street that we can actually plan for and maybe kind of do more reconnaissance. I don't know when he'll be transferred because I know that looking at my map here, found out about the 7 towers. He most likely will be transferred there.
Yeah, we
soon.
know about that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We did learn about that.
Yeah.
Now,
we didn't
I
need your
mean-
help.
Yeah, we're smart.
Yeah.
We're smart too.
Sorry,
That's
keep
good.
going.
That's good. But I mean, now that we know where he would be going, where he is staying, we can maybe set up like a kind of trap.
So, like, when they start to transport him, we can ambush them?
Either that, or we could try to break in, which I don't think is a good idea.
I would say actually breaking in is probably better because I think when they have a transport, there'll probably be a lot more guards.
And then how do we get away?
But
once we grab
getting-
'em?
In to a
ambush.
fortified place might be hard.
Well, I can disguise myself to look like someone else. I've prepared this elixir right here.
I'm pretty sneaky.
Eerie's sneaky.
Well, you guys can try tonight maybe to get some more information.
Hey,
And at
what
this
if we
point,
get in and we pass the snow globe through the bars
And he
goes
touches
in the
it.
snow globe and then we grab it again?
Oh my god, that's such a good idea.
That is a good idea.
And
Eerie, big brain. And I'm gonna give her a nuggie.
Do
and
we
you guys
know-
are in Opaline at this point. You
Okay.
crossed over. You would know, Gray, you're probably about half an hour. You're pretty close.
Pretty close. Do we know what would happen if that would break?
The snow
something?
globe?
Yeah, what would happen if it would break when somebody's inside of it?
I'm not sure. It kind of shrinks you down inside. You'd probably turn back. I think Vitriol might die though.
Does it come out?
That's it.
Does Vitriol appear when I
Of
say
course.
his name?
He's been out for the past little while, coming in and out of the snow globe. You don't always
What
have to
does he look
summon
like
him.
this time?
He's a little butterfly.
I like it.
Yeah, just fluttering, enjoying the warmth.
Hi Vitriol.
And he'll float down and let
Get
you
back to
ahead.
business.
That's
Um, That's such a good idea, Eerie. I'm
Could
very
try that.
impressed.
So even if you could just get you disguised with
But,
the
okay.
bag of holding with the snow globe inside, and just have it close enough that he can touch it.
Hopefully he's smart enough to realize. I think he will. Lonan's smart. So if he touches the snow globe, zips in, and then what, do we run out?
No, I think you would have to walk
think
out as calmly as possible.
that would
But
be
what
too
if they look and
suspicious.
all of a sudden the guy isn't in his cell?
We have to make a dummy.
We would have to distract the guard.
So maybe 2 of us go in?
Now the only thing is, I don't think the area of the specific guard location would be kind of like common for many people. So we would have to kind of.
Does it look
Bit
like a guard
distract-
station?
No, it's hidden in a back alley.
Oh, it's like a hidden...
Yeah, it's like a hidden spot.
So like normal pedestrians can't go
no,
in
we
and be
can't
like,
go in
"Hello,
there and
officer."
start a tussle, or maybe we can. I don't know. Maybe
Um,
like a fight in the
oh.
alleyway.
Oh, I had a great idea.
What?
I can disguise myself as a member of the opposition, like a guard,
Mhm.
and I can bring one of you in me as my prisoner,
Possibly.
Oh.
or both of you,
Mhm.
and then you can make a distraction, and I'll grab Lonan, and then we'll fight the guy and get out. Like, knock him out and run.
But then what if there's more than one of them and they chase after us?
I don't know. We have to get... Basically, I think we should just, like, attack them and then...
What if you do this? What if you bring one of us in? You choose who you think would be better for it, and you, like you said, think like we're a prisoner and going to bring us in, but we'll make a big scene like you're arguing, and then be like, oh, I took you to the wrong one. We gotta go to the other one, and then that's how you leave. And by the time we're gone, hopefully they won't have noticed that he's gone already.
Okay.
So that we're not pushing past them, so that you could say, I took you to the wrong prison.
Okay.
Wouldn't
Do we
that be
have
a bit
handcuffs?
suspicious, though?
Do we have handcuffs?
No.
Shit.
I mean shackles?
Shackles.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, that's another...
I have
That's
a
the
ball and
Dwarvish
chain.
word.
Well, we're almost here, actually.
I could maybe make some wooden ones.
We have rope. What if I tie you up with rope?
One thing I should
I
mention
could
as
make you
well.
some wooden...
I
paint
think
them
Miss Avern is going to be possibly at that hotel or
Miss
inn that she
Avern?
mentioned.
From
Yeah.
the town we
Sure.
saved from the ice switch?
Yeah.
Why would she be in the city?
Well, surprisingly enough, across the street, that was the Weeping Sparrow.
Yeah, her contact's supposed to be there.
Yeah, it's across the street from where he's being held.
Yeah, but why would she be there?
It's probably her contact, not her.
Well, I don't know. I just heard the lady, so I don't know if she's gonna be there. I don't know if.
Do we want to do that, or do we want to try this trick or do that
Or
first?
do we want to do that in the middle of the broad daylight?
Well, what
Well,
other time?
What if they move him before nighttime?
Well,
They could
that's
a
why
whole like parade of guards could arrive at any time and take him away.
Well, the only thing is, the past 4 hours he's could already be gone.
Well, that's
Oh,
why we
you're
gotta hurry
right.
up.
Yeah, you
You're
made
right.
me come to you.
Well, we had no idea where you were. How were we supposed to find you?
How are we supposed to know if he's still there or not?
Why wouldn't you go back to the place that we started from?
Because he
I
found
was
Lonan. He was keeping an
actually-
eye on Lonan.
Watching him.
Alright, let's get back as quickly as we can and then regroup at the hotel.
Could have been worse.
The
I could have
inn.
been locked up.
So we're almost here. What are we doing? Are we going into the inn, or are we trying to get Lonan?
Go into the inn, because either way you're gonna have to change into your
Because
disguise.
yeah, we can watch them from. We have like the windows across the top. We can actually see.
We don't even know if he's in there right now.
We
though.
don't. But you can get ready.
You could still go in and take a look around either way.
We
That's the
can
only way
try.
we're gonna
My
know.
spell only lasts for an hour.
Okay.
So if I'm doing it to get Lonan.
But we don't know if he's there or not.
And
And we don't
if
know
he's
if
there.
this place is public knowledge. to
Well, I would be a
like-
guard. I would look like a guard.
True, but like. Alright, what do you want to try to do?
We have to make a decision. Are we going into the inn to try to talk to our contact, or are we trying to get Lonan right now?
Well, for the inn, we could probably just go right to the rooms because they already have room keys.
Yeah, but the only reason we would go to the inn is to either stake out the place or talk to the contact that might be there.
Or to
Exactly.
change into your disguise.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can go into a private room and look down and watch and kind of make a decision there.
Okay.
Like even if it's like
Okay,
20
well, let's go to our
minutes
room then.
down. Okay. Which room had the best view?
The one you were in.
How many rooms do we have?
4.
4.
You have 4 rooms? This place is lovely.
Of course. Look at the stained glass one.
Wow.
Yeah, and you guys see the beautiful mural with the mixed stained glass of the Weeping Sparrow.
Okay.
So, from what I've been watching, I know he was there
Um,
until. Well,
Great.
Yes.
These are your companions?
Yes, yes.
And which one's this?
That is Pippin.
Pippin G. Fost.
Okay.
Pressure
And where
to
is
make her...
the fourth one?
Oh, Nolan, he is not with us right now.
I'm gonna. You seemed very kind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you now. Don't come in. And
Oh.
she's like kind of like mousy away, and she's kind of like tucked into her little alcove. The opposition is in there. How are you?
In our hotel room, waiting for us.
Yes, the name was. I don't want to say the name.
Well, I
And
will
he-
have.
It has
Oh my
been-
god.
Released that he is out for regicide.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
Lonan told what's her face his real name.
Mm-hmm.
So when they booked rooms here, is his name Lonan Bluebane on the registry?
And yes,
Have they arrested him?
I have not
Yes.
seen him. He
They're
hasn't
waiting
been
in
here
our
with
rooms
you.
right now.
You were associated with him. I would leave.
Okay.
Okay,
let's
thank
go,
you
let's
very
go.
much. And
Just-
I'm gonna scurry with my horse and kind of like, okay, we have to get
Okay,
out of here.
how about this? You take him in your bag of holding, or as your prisoner. I can much easier hide myself in plain sight, and let's just go for it because.
Are you gonna come in the room with us?
Okay.
No, I'm gonna wait outside.
Well, we know that there are more troop in here across the street now. If they get informed, they can just swarm the streets and come get us.
Well, let's
If
try
we
to
do
do
this
this
fast
quick.
enough, they won't have any clue.
Oh my god. I'm starting to get anxious, guys.
Okay. Make a decision, y'all.
Alright, are we ready?
I'm ready when you are. And
Okay,
I'm going
do
to
it.
stealth.
Okay, roll stealth.
on.
Text me what your form looks like.
And I'm
Ronan.
sleeping. Am I sleeping?
Oh my god.
Oh no!
We're jumping back to Lonan Boulain.
So how long have I been sleeping for?
You fell asleep very late. It was like you stayed up a very long time, but there's no light in the
So
cell.
it's hard
that
to
you're
tell
in.
like how.
So you're not sure how long you'll sleep for. You wake up and you can see Sasha sleeping on the
Okay.
bench in the corner of the
Is
room.
the guard still like wide awake?
Do I
Yeah.
get to add this?
But you're actually
For stealth. Right?
awakened by
Just that.
the sound of the door creaking open.
So the door.
It's not great.
Sorry, wait. So the door creaks open, and who's there?
You see the sunlight burst in a tall form. Step, step, and step in. And it's the familiar form of the tall, dark woman. Hello, Lonan. Good to see you're awake. I was honestly hoping you would be asleep still. It's really been a lot easier then.
Are you confused about who he is?
Yeah, who's
It's the tall, dark
The
woman
woman
of
who
the
arrested
Acquisition.
you.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's just her. Okay.
You
I
don't
was
know
like-
her name yet.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, good morning then.
Yes. Well,
Is it
you're
that?
gonna come peacefully. You're gonna make this difficult again.
I believe I have no choice. Otherwise, I might be charmed by you again.
Well, you didn't realize you had those capabilities, but you did escape New Dahlia, so I guess you must have some magics.
Well, I hope that when I get there, I'll be able to look at you in the face and tell you that yeah, you were wrong about this whole situation,
Oh, well.
and you have somebody
Oh,
innocent behind bars. But that's okay.
do not worry. I have Helena here, and a small woman will step out. She has like a bright blue skin with small horns on her head. I brought Helena here first to test you and to prove to you what you don't seem to believe.
Good morning, Helena. Are you ready to tell this lady that she's completely wrong about myself?
Oh well, you're actually going to be the one doing the talking,
Very well.
but let's start. And she'll blow out and like almost like a smoke will come out of her mouth. And it'll trail around your feet and begin to like spark. And you don't feel any different. But in that moment, as soon as the sparks begin to fly, there's a knock at the door. Oh, what could that be? Another doom, 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 doom at the door, and the smoke is still trailing around your feet. Oh, Helena, just get on with this. And she opens the door to an old man, a balding man, in an acquisition uniform in his 50s.
Yeah. Ho ho! What a day at work. Hello, companions.
I'm strong.
And I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna drag Reno after me.
Reno?
Or no, sorry, Gray.
Reno's in the game.
I have another ne'er-do-well to incarcerate.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Who am I?
This is not the place.
Do
that
I
you're
recognize?
supposed
Am
to
I
be.
like hypnotized? This
You
way?
recognize Gray.
I'm
And I'm gonna
scared.
walk in and I'm gonna be like, I just need to put him in the cell. He's very dangerous.
Stand by the wall, please, momentarily.
What? I need.
I'm telling
I
you.
don't have handcuffs. I need to put him in somewhere.
Stand by the wall. This is procedure. I'm sure you've heard what is happening here now, and I'm sure this is why you're here. Stand by the wall. And
No,
you will
I
not
have this
be
man to
terminated.
put in.
I told you to stand by the wall,
I was told
and
by
you
my
will make a wisdom
superior.
saving throw.
I was told by my superior. 9 or 10.
And you fail.
Okay.
I am your superior.
Sorry, ma'am. I haven't had my coffee yet.
Stand by the wall.
I lost my glasses this
Stand
morning.
by
What?
the wall.
Quiet, thug! And I smack.
I'll exaggerate and fly back.
Yeah,
you
fall.
fall.
I'm gonna let go of you so you can fall on the ground.
Helena
And I'm gonna start
question.
kicking you, but not really hard.
Okay. Helena
Hug love.
asks the question and we can get on with this.
Oh, what?
And Helena will look at you. Through the noise and through the chaos. Lone and Bluebane. Is that your name?
Am I under like a spell, or am I able to lie at this point?
You can attempt to, I believe. 1 second. Let me open the spell.
No, I don't know if you can.
I'm checking.
Like, is it like a truth serum that's like around me kind of thing?
You have to make a charisma saving throw right now.
Oh,
no!
4.
Okay. So you fail, and you feel this energy in your head and a cloudiness. And you... Well, how do you want to answer?
I'm going to begin to answer as no.
And as soon as you start to make...
As
your lips almost like glue shut.
Yeah. Okay.
could I try to punch Pippin?
Yeah, making it...
Not trying to hurt him
Yeah.
that bad, but like, is it just strength?
yeah,
Um,
you're not proficient.
That is going to be 15.
That's my
15
armor
hits.
class.
So yeah, you do 1 damage.
So
Okay,
I'm
does
going
that
to...
break the charm or anything that he's under?
When I take
You
damage...
guys are making me look up a ton of spells.
So when he hits me, I... That's actually a good idea.
That's the only thing I can think of right now.
It feels, nope. No,
So I
you're still
can't move?
charmed.
I can't move?
You can move, you're just charmed.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try to, like, when he hits me, I'm going to try to, like, stumble towards the cage. And I'm going to be like, only 3 days from retirement. And I'm going to, like, try to grab the bars of the cage and catch myself.
So you try to answer, and you haven't. And
And
then you fall forward. Did
Look.
you,
Oh, I'm falling forward on the bars.
so do you try to say something else to the question?
So the question is, what's my name?
Is your name, are you alone in Bluebane?
And I'm just gonna say as I'm saying Nolan, I'm trying to say Nolan, but as I say it, it comes out as Lone and Bluebane.
Yeah.
Lone and Bluebane.
Did you kill? Did you kill Merchant King Elia?
No, I did not.
As you go to say no, your lips glue shut.
I'm going to... So I'm, like, leaning on the bar. Like, I have my hands on the bars. But, the side of me where there is, like, these 2 women... like, my other side, I'm going to reach up and, like, I'm looking at Lonan and I'm going to pull out the snow globe.
Do I see the snow globe?
You do, but you are preoccupied by the fact that you can't speak.
And I'm going to be like...
So he's like gesturing to like for me
to get
Yeah.
close to me near the bars.
I'll move close to the bars.
So you're tempted. Do not step out of the circle there, Lonan.
And I'm going to hold the snow globe up to the bars.
And I jump towards the.
Your hands are tied.
I know, but like with my hands that are like tied together.
Your hands
Okay.
are behind your
Yeah,
back.
whatever. I'll try.
So you just
head.
lunge forward. Okay. And what do you do? You're lunging forward and
I'll
doing
try to
what?
kiss the globe.
Okay. Make a make an acrobatics check.
We all get arrested except for
11.
You jump forward and your balance is off, and you misjudge where you're falling, and you fall in front of the snow globe, but you don't touch it.
Just barely touching.
And I'm going to say, get back!
Yeah. Back,
Criminal!
away from there now.
I was
guard.
attacked!
Nick, you are charmed.
Oh. Sure.
And you are. It's you can roll just a wisdom save to see if you can like.
Also, I'm Pippin, I'm not Nick, and it was
Yeah.
14.
14, yeah, it was like 27.
Yeah. Oh, my apologies, Commander. And then I'll stand up and be like,
No, what is that absurd snow globe you had?
oh, just,
Put it away.
sure. And I'll put it under my coat.
You can put him in the cage in a moment. We're taking this one. Are you ready to go, Lonan? Do you believe what you've done?
I don't believe what I've done.
Oh. But I saw what you tried to say.
Sorry.
And didn't quite go as you planned.
Is this the?
This is the tall, dark woman
Yeah.
in the opposition uniform, not the small blue woman.
Unfortunately, I never got a chance to say what I wanted to.
Oh, well, if you just stepped back in the circle, you can try once more.
I'll step back inside the circle.
I'll ask you this time. In front of all these people, in front of these fools.
Hey.
Lonan Bluebane,
Who called fool?
speak now. Deny it. Did you kill Merchant King Elia of Gora?
I did not kill the Merchant King.
Lips
Seals.
sealed. You open your mouth,
You liar!
and it closes.
Oh my god. I'm just watching this.
Can't say a word, can you?
Doesn't seem as if I can. The truth cannot be said with this spell that you have on me.
Oh, it's the opposite, dear. Lies cannot be said. Thank you, Helena. You can go. And she'll bow herself out of the room, looking straight, looking at the two of you. And now it's time to go, Lonan. As she reaches for the keys, walks up and unlocks the door.
As soon as she unlocks the door, I'm gonna say, Eerie!
And I'm gonna jump at the captain.
And
Okay.
I'm going to pull out from this old man that I've disguised
Ooh.
myself. I'm gonna pull out my bag of holding as his beer belly.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna run in. Do I hear him?
Yeah, you hear him. You're close. What was your roll, by the way?
My stealth roll? It was, what was it? I don't even remember.
10.
10.
You're standing beside the door.
Yeah. It was not good.
No, it was you.
It's
You're behind a small pile of
Holding the
garbage.
door open.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pull my bag of holding.
You actually pushed Helena over to get
Okay.
And I'm going to reach in and throw Gray his swords.
And with
And I
that,
have my staff, so I'm gonna pull my quarter staff out.
and with this epic attack formation, Gray barreling towards the tall captain that some of you know the name of, others do not. That's where we're gonna end today's session.
Oh my god.
Welcome back to All Fun and Dice, guys. After a 1 week
That was
break,
insane.
Well,
good
it's
job.
not going well.
Oh my
The
gosh.
cage is unlocked.
I was thinking about it like it was in the Matrix,
Well,
where the
you
mouth
still
just
can.
gets covered over it.
Yeah, something similar to that. I was thinking where he tries to open his.
Did you kill the merchant king?
Did you do it?
You little liar.
Oh my gosh! It better be like. Oh my
We
gosh.
should leave you for
Yeah.
dead.
All
You know,
Just
wrong.
another ne'er-do-well to
Yeah.
incarcerate.
Send him to the tower.
What is this insanity?
I have.
I can't believe I
8
rolled 11
charisma.
on my acrobatics.
Oh, I know. Honestly, it was decently high because you had your hands tied behind your back. I will let you know that. I would have let it happen if you rolled it was 15.
Yeah.
And it was just too low.
That was so.
Such a good
epic.
episode.
Yeah, good job,
Wow.
guys.
Did that go in the direction you thought it was gonna go?
Did you expect me to be in prison soon?
I expected some very different things to happen. But it was still fun and it was great. And I really
You mean
enjoyed.
you didn't plan for Loden to make out with
Yeah, let's make a distraction.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What are you asking me to do? Oh my god, that was incredible, Sasha. Who was she? What is she?
We'll never know.
Ooh. Oh, maybe not.
Her tongue says otherwise, though.
Yeah. Ooh. Her tongue says, "Oh, I like that."
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you
guys.
all for
Thank
tuning
you.
in. It means a lot. I'm super excited for next week.
We'll be back next week for sure. So.
Yes, and we will be taking a week off for the holidays coming up.
Just don't know when.
We're
We
not,
don't know which
not
week.
exactly sure what yet, but it will. It's only going to be one more day. It will be one day this month, and then we are back in full force.
Yep.
We have some good surprises for the new year coming up. It's going to be really good, really fun.
Some exciting things.
Plan.
Very exciting.
Hey guys,
On All Fun
thank
and
you
Dice.
all for coming.
Follow the Instagram.
Come around next time. Oh
All
yeah,
Fun and Dice Instagram.
I don't think we announced it officially.
No, I think you did.
We have an Instagram for All Fun and Dice, and that's what I was like. We had something to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't remember the handle.
All fun and dice.
All Fun and
At
Dice.
All Fun and Dice.
So AllFunNDice.
I gotta get a command for that.
Yes.
And there's pictures of the character art. I'm gonna be posting some of our maps and all that stuff, and you can see it there.
Yep, and my wonderful in-house artist Nicholas will be drawing some of the items that you guys will be have attained and are attaining. All that stuff.
Cool.
So
Perfect.
Alright,
thank
guys.
you all for coming around again.
Yeah, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Probably we're gonna be out like at night tomorrow, but I will be on earlier in the morning for the stream. But I won't be on again tonight though, because we're gonna go watch some Disney Plus. All right, guys.
Give me your password.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good episode though. Have
Bye
a good one, everyone.
guys.
Bye.